So, how long is the wait before this thing comes on again? Or have we ever figured that out? You're having so much fun.
I got a new haircut.
I know you got a new haircut.
I like it. Although my bangs are stupid.
Welcome everyone to another D20 Live Craft stream.
Oh.
We are today doing crafting. Actually, we got someone special coming today.
Well, it's Nicole.
I was going to make it a surprise.
Oh, I see.
But you've ruined the surprise. Yes, Nicole's joining us today.
Everyone did. I'm sorry, everybody.
So, I'm going to go onto YouTube and see if I can get this chat up and running. We got 2 people watching on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Are you just... hello? Just like, yo. Hey, how's it going?
Sup.
Hey. What?
Sup with the dude and whack.
Yep. Hi, YouTube chat. How you doing? So, and checking my names, operating systems established. Today, hey Nicole, come on down.
I haven't seen the new curtain yet. Hello. Where do I enter?
Anywhere.
Okay, cool.
Just put it back when you're done.
No. Oh, well.
Refuse.
Hi, howdy.
Hey.
Wow.
I would have been... Well, it's a big piece.
Oh, boy.
Holy cow. So you might want to show that to the camera as you work on it.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't recall, and I don't know how you couldn't because she's a wonderful person,
Hi,
Nicole
Sam.
is here.
Hello.
Proud member of our staff. Today I am working on that original world I did back in January because I haven't stopped working on it. Sam, I believe, is moderating.
Whoops. Here, Nicole, you can take my spot because I'm gonna be not needing a table.
Okay.
Because I'm very much.
That's why I brought a big board.
Yeah.
Whatever. Use the table.
You use
We're
the
going to
table.
switch to craft view, and they're literally going to watch you paint.
Oh, okay.
Or
Perfect.
whatever you're doing.
Or whatever you're doing.
Inking.
Yeah.
Ah!
It's okay.
You nudged the camera.
It's the other camera.
Ah. So how was your show last night?
You know what? It went really well,
Good.
which is good. Sometimes that doesn't happen, which sucks.
Oh, and Lord Jesus Christ is now hosting us. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ.
What's up?
Heck yeah. Bless your heart, bless your soul.
All right. So, Sam, did you want to switch it so the audience can see what Nicole's working on?
Yep.
Don't
It's a-
original OP do not steal, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big boy. He, or she, I guess, is interesting.
You can put all your stuff over there.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just trying to, like...
You're like, I need to figure out
I'm
which
just
ones
pulling out
using.
Because I was like, I'll bring all my markers, and I was like, that was a mistake.
Whatever.
And then the white one.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay,
So, Sam, do you mind doing some... If you're not doing anything, do you mind using my phone to social out about the fact that we have started craft streaming?
Okay, well, I can use my phone because I have all the things, remember?
You do.
Cool.
But you don't like it whenever I do social because you always get really grumpy.
Because you do Instagram videos.
Those are cute, though. I love Instagram videos.
It's just gonna be a thing you're gonna do now during the stream.
Yeah, it will be.
Now, and I'm gonna have to begrudgingly do it. So chat, as always, you're welcome to ask questions of us. I'm watching the chat. Sam's watching the chat. Hi, Lord Jesus Christ. How you doing? We are doing well, actually, all things considered.
Everybody, come join us in the craft stream.
Hi.
Yeah, come join us because we're doing craft stuff. Nicole's here. She's got a really big thing here. It's big.
It's called art.
Big. So come join us. YouTube.com/D20Live.
And Twitch.tv/Matt. Oh, goodness. So, chat, it is another day. You are welcome to, as always, ask us questions. We are relaxing. Have I told you, too, what my current quest is, actually, in the terms of tabletop?
No.
Okay, well, Sam kind of knows. I am trying to find, because of the fact that one of the hottest demanded settings we should do is Gundam, right? Oh, what Gundam have you seen?
None.
Okay.
But I do I've seen bits and pieces. I just haven't gotten around to it, which is unfortunate.
I love the characters. But
I love
actually watching a full 50 episode series,
I love
that's too much. To be fair, for some of them it is. But
That's why I can't get through Naruto.
how badly did the guys beat you up for killing the Emperor? Well, you know. Yeah, that's right. You didn't hear what happened last month, did you?
No.
Okay, so last month we did Death Watch.
Nice.
And they were in Faerun, if you remember, we were doing that.
Yes.
And what happened was in the year between the two games, they'd murdered most of Faerun, except for one last person, and that was Elminster. And the entire mission was them killing him and putting him down once and for all. I'm doing okay. I have broken headphones, and I hacked Vita now, so I think A plus and A minus equal a neutral, I guess. I need to hack a Vita one of these days. Nicole, if you're up for a nice, fun, stupid time, I recommend Mobile Fighter G Gundam.
Okay.
Which is true, but oh my god, the racism. Okay, well here's the problem. G Gundam is a product of two problems.
Okay.
I used to think it was only one, but it's two. Anyway, I'm going to summarize for you what happened with Deathwatch, and then we'll go back to that.
Yes.
What happened was, and they finally, they killed Elminster. It was this huge, bombastic battle, and they managed to bait him out of all of his protection wards so they could kill him.
Yes.
This all came, however, the second they got back, the Emperor showed up, hale and hearty, and then Acerak, old Skullboy up there, came in and stole his Infinity Stone and broke him into 1,000,000 pieces.
Okay.
And the Emperor is, how to put it, because you're not a big Warhammer fan.
Nope.
How to put this in comparison. Imagine if Captain America had Thanos's... Imagine if Thanos had Captain America's personality and love.
So, like, if Thanos was not, like, chaotic neutral.
Yeah, like he still a conquering warlord.
Yes.
But with Cap's charisma and all the love that he got.
That sounds evil. In, like, its own way.
Yeah, that's kind of what 40K is there's no such thing as a good guy in there. We're all bad, it's degrees of bad. Technically, the kindest race is called the Tau, but they are super communist.
Oh,
like
good.
in some in good ways, some in bad ways. Right, so that's what happened with them. Going back to Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Yeah. Do you know about Mobile Fighter G Gundam at all?
No.
It's the entire premise is rather than having wars, humanity has, every 4 years they have a tournament to see who's going to run space. I didn't make it up, Nicole. I'm just trying to summarize it as best I could.
Yes, I like the idea of a big tournament to run all of space.
And each nation has its own space colony, and they all send their representatives.
Okay.
Mexico's is called the Tequila Gundam.
Ooh, you can't.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can't just do that to Mexico.
Oh, they did. It's colonies of Sombrero.
Are they? Oh.
But conversely, but here's the thing, though. Mexico's pilot is a man who specifically is trying to get to Earth because his sister had a sickness that is treatable on Earth because of being in an actual proper atmospheric condition. And his entire story is about him evading the Gundam fights and faking his own death.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very cool.
There's a lot of good writing in it, but it's
Yeah.
marred by the fact that a lot of the production... Because it was... Gundam was going through a really hard period at the time.
Yeah.
And they really wanted to just let's just make a bunch of Gundams and make them all cultural Gundams. It's like, you guys know we're being really racist about this, right? It's just like, doesn't matter, just keep doing it.
No, just keep pumping them out. Yeah.
And the other problem was, it was the 90s, and it was really hard to, go on Reddit, Japan, and find out, hey, Japan, what is a culture... Well, not Japan, but hey, New York, what is a cultural thing that would be great for you, that would really represent American culture?
Man, I really wish their Gundam is just a huge hot dog.
For America, it's actually a football player. And his armor casts off, and he becomes a boxer.
Okay, excellent,
So
as it should.
Yeah. Neo... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Mike, check out Great Teacher Onizuka. It's basically the main character is Gintaro from Forza, except he's a teacher. I've heard about it. I haven't actually had a chance to watch it yet. We'll read it. Also, yeah, Neil Holland's Gundam is a windmill with wooden shoes. Neo Denmark's is a Gundam in a fish suit.
Oh, I wish I had a Gundam with wooden shoes.
The literal
I feel
idea-
like that's really, counterproductive, though.
Well, the idea is for the first round of the Gundam fight, it was you hunt down another Gundam and kill them until there's so many left. There's only so many left, and then everyone gets invited to the final tournament, right?
Okay.
So they hid as a windmill whenever someone would come by.
I feel like we have siblings in the chat because there's Sergeant Spate and then there's JSH Spate. So
D20 Live, we're a family.
We're sweet people.
We're sweet people. We're a family operation. So
Might
this is
be if we actually have kids.
really right.
Aww.
That's not something our friends imagine. Our children.
I think about that a fair amount, which is weird.
Actually,
I'm really excited for when they have, like, a really cute kid.
To us or just people in general?
No, you two, specifically.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes Dom and Beth.
That's fair.
And then Sheldon's like, what about us? I'm like, no.
Oh.
They're twins, apparently.
Okay.
That's even better!
It's like, yeah. I love how one of them is, yeah, we're brothers, and the other was, yes, we're twins. And I'm like, someone's more happy about that than the other.
It's the one that was born first.
Okay. So
Don't
what are we...
suppose you could flip the camera perspective. Oh,
We actually can, I think.
yeah, give me one
Do you want me to just spin this around?
No, we can flip it. We can flip it.
Hang on.
We actually figured out we could flip it. We could, there's a more complicated thing we could do to make this work, but...
Give me 1 second. It's the player camera.
Yeah, it's the white one.
Okay. Configure. You keep working. They're
Sorry.
just gonna.
Yeah. There it is. Flip it vertically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really gnarly from that angle.
It's dope. I love this. I love her so much.
So what was your inspiration for this piece?
H.P. Lovecraft.
That part was
I don't
obvious.
think you can tell. I get this really bad habit where I'll ask two completely separate people for two things, and then I put them together.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll do it with colors too, and then I'll put the colors together. But this is just going to be black, white, and gray.
Okay.
So someone was like, "Well, you're edgy," so a skull.
Uh-huh.
And then someone was like, "A pretty face," and I was like,
I mean, yeah. I don't consider... I think she's a little anemic, though. I don't consider...
I think she needs help.
Yeah, no, that's...
She's missing an eye. That's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, Endgame beat Titanic.
Oh, man. Oh, it's anyone's horse now.
Oh no.
Oh, my God.
Goodbye, Frozen.
Oh, Ken Sigmund's here. Kevin.
That's why he was like, "Can you flip the perspective?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, hang on, we figured
can
this
do
out."
this.
I'm trying to think. So yeah, Nicole, I am still working on that original world that I told you about with the 2 trans characters in it.
Yes. Exciting.
I'm glad you find it exciting.
I'm super excited.
Because I have a question, because I'm not very plugged into modern politics. Is it acceptable for a man who isn't trans to write about trans issues in a fantasy setting?
If you've done it in a way that is correct, I don't see an issue with it.
Well, do you... okay, well...
I think the way you've done it is good.
Well, because I did it 2 ways. One, I did it where the character wasn't... I did one where the character was legitimately a trans person.
Okay.
Who is like, I was born of this, I am of that. I don't want to say what that is because I want that to be revealed when that comes out. I will dress as this until I attain a certain victory, and then I will physically change to commemorate that victory.
Okay.
Because my idea was with this character was, the world thinks I'm one thing.
Yes.
Through sheer force of will, I will be that other thing. And when it no longer matters, then I will make that change.
Okay.
Because that to me seemed like the kind of will I would expect out of a more gritty fantasy setting, right?
Yes.
To offset and even succeed within that environment. Not to say that someone who is trans should have that outlook in the modern day, but those would be the kind of challenges they would have to face under much less open-minded times.
Yes.
Right. Oh, and should a trans person have that mindset and confidence, that wouldn't be a bad thing either. I'm not casting that judgment. And the other one was someone who just, through magic, their gender did change, but it's a side note compared to every other crazy thing that happened to them.
Okay. It's like something that they didn't really...
They didn't expect it, and they're
Okay.
like, "I'll deal with it now," but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because-
okay, yeah.
Because there's legitimately other things that have happened that have very badly scarred them.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah.
And it's just, in the process of getting... they basically got a second round at life.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the same species down, but the gender got flipped, and they just don't care.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm on the part where I talk about dwarven culture, because they're now Samoan pirates.
The dwarves are Samoan.
Pirates.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like the idea of dwarvish pirates, specifically because they're typically run
Mountaineers.
by greed.
Well,
And I like the idea of, like, mountain pirates. Well, not mountain pirates, but, like, I like the idea of, like, there's 2 ships crossing, and it's very clear that one of them is a pirate ship, and the other one has, like, gold and whatnot. And I don't know what the alignment of these dwarves is, but the dwarves are like, I'm ready for this. And these, like, regular people are like, okay, we're gonna fight, and then they see dwarves, and they're like, oh, well, they're just dwarves, and dwarves are like, no, we have the resolve of people who are gonna take what you have.
Well, do you want me to explain what happened to the dwarves? Because
Yes.
you know there was an apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Where everyone's racial god got killed. Theirs, he landed in the ocean.
Oh.
And he died. So his body made an archipelago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, of course, the dwarves flooded to his body.
The dwarves were like, yes.
All right, cool. We gotta be there. If
Yeah.
we're gonna be anywhere, we gotta be there. And as they're there, they find an active volcano, and his heart's at the center of it, and it's churning because it's a god, not a living being.
Yeah.
It's mythically still going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's throughout the archipelago are these veins of its blood shooting metal, and all these different metals are going through the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So they're harvesting it. So to be sprayed by this blood, to be scarred and have the metal scarring, is a sign of religious faith.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But of course, because they're now an island nation, they have to resort to piracy just to be able to
Survive,
right?
Yes. Okay.
I thought that was really freaking cool.
That is really freaking cool.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, been hearing about them working on a new Shadowrun edition. Don't quote me on it, though. I'm having trouble backtracking where I heard it. We heard it from Devin, so it's probably true.
It's probably true. Yeah. I've been hearing... oh my god, there's too many games coming out now. I have a theory about tabletop for the next 4 years. And I feel like we're going to go through a shovelware period of tabletop.
You think?
Nicole's nodding her head non-stop. Because here's the thing, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, everyone likes to push tabletop as a narrative experience. And that's fine. But it's still a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, it stands to reason we will see people emulating video game company techniques, right? And I literally think 5th Ed was basically the Wii of tabletop. Nicole has the exact same opinion.
5th Ed was like the first actual like
it hit the public circle in such a way it hasn't since the original era, right?
Definitely. Because like I have this love of 5e.
Yeah.
But it's because when I tried to do 3, I couldn't.
Yeah, you can't.
It was like, that's not something that you can start with. Mm-hmm. And now I've just grown comfortable in 5, which is a problem.
Well, you've been playing other games with us.
Yes, I have been playing other games with you, which is good. Mm. And it's definitely broadened my heart. Like, I remember when we played Big Eye Small Mouth, that was such a different, like rolling d6s in order to see if I could crit was like, I was like, you can just do that?
Yeah.
You don't have to roll a 20?
No.
And I was like, phew.
But there's a real, I was talking with one particular developer, and there's a real disconnect between the 5th Ed market and the rest of the market, right?
Yeah.
It's starting to bleed out now, a little. But, and it's a real shame. And you're going to see a lot of people, because we saw all those Kickstarter video games that never made anything of themselves, right? Because I think
Mighty Number 9?
What?
Was it Mighty Number 9?
Well, no, Mighty Number 9 came out. I'm talking about the ones that didn't even come out and were just Ponzi schemes, right?
Yes.
At least Mighty Number 9 came out. But think about all the people who are going to back like a Kickstarted tabletop game that is the Mighty Number 9 equivalent, right?
Yeah.
But in things in tabletop, it's not the game, it's what you make of it.
Dark Summers when I see nightmares are a theme of today.
Yes, disturbing imagery, disturbing future of tabletop. And I feel like that's going to be a really big problem we're going to see in the next 5 years, is a lot of people fervently defending not necessarily well-constructed games.
Well, because they funded them.
But they funded them, 2, they've already played like a year of it.
Yeah.
Right, and they had a good time. And of course they had a good time, because they're competent at they're competent game masters, and game mastering isn't, it's hard, but it's not impossible to make a shitty system good with good game mastering.
It's true. But you need to have people who are willing to have fun with it.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Sam?
Yes.
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 Well, okay, because as somebody who came from playing 2nd to 3rd to Pathfinder...
Yeah. Someone's texting you.
Someone's texting me. Sorry, it's my mother. I have to actually take this.
Okay.
But as somebody who's come from basically the same vein, and now having seen how 5th edition is run, as well as also having my very narrow experience expanded.
Is that just what I do?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's just it's a little difficult for me to be like, well, why have we not explored more? Because D&D is very narrow, regardless of how you think, like, regardless of how many times people are like, oh, but you can be anything in D&D. It's like, it's
There's
really,
only one game though in D&D.
it's really narrow because of the fact that you're like, it's basically how many variations of Lord of the Rings can you make?
Yeah.
And while it's a very interesting concept to explore, it's not a thing that I currently in my life want to stick with.
Yeah.
Because I'm having too much fun with other systems in general.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I love Scion, and I still want to go back to Scion.
We have to go back to Scion.
And I love Pendragon, and I like...
You love Pendragon so much you're playing 2 games.
I'm playing 2 games of Pendragon now. So, it's just... And I love exploring a new system. Like, I love Maid. Maid is so much fun.
Oh, it is.
And I love, and just me exploring Bessem to figure out a Persona game, that was just, it was perfect, because I'm like, I figured out exactly how to do a Persona game in one night. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is great.
Yeah. The other there is a problem with, there's a problem I have with how 5e games are run as a whole in the current era. And I realized it when I was playing Pendragon. And it was, your standard 5e game, you gain nothing but experience and money. You don't gain land. You don't gain titles. You don't gain a home. The system doesn't allow for that. Right? The guy from Talking 20, I can't remember his name, had to literally make his own system, make his own expansion book for it, just to fill that niche. I want to get 5.2, but money. Yeah. It's another problem, too, is it's an expensive bloody hobby, even if you have PDFs. Dark Stone's Wind was asking, what did you use to run a Persona game? But Sam said Bessem. Dark Stone's Wind and Jack are just like, I see nightmares are the theme of today's craft.
Yes!
Nightmare.
Also, now, unfortunately, one of the big things that determines whether or not your system is good isn't whether or not your system is good, is whether or not its Kickstarter is good.
It just needs to get enough, like, attention.
By the way, I posted the streams as the Discord was kind of in the dark about it going live. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Squall.
Thank you, Squall.
Yeah, no, my mom
We need to give the moderators a warm-up policy about streams.
Yeah, I just... To be fair, we were really rushed to get this one done.
Yeah, we were rushed to get this one started up today.
I'm sorry.
No, not you. It was us.
It was totally us, because I got my hair cut, and then I'm like, we have to go home and eat still.
Yeah. And we got up late today.
Well, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be late. It's like 1:15, so I'm going to go pick up Subway. And I had Subway, and I enjoyed myself. And then I came, like, here, and I went to text Sam because I forgot the house number. And then I realized I left my phone at Subway.
Oh, no.
Squall, can you tell Jordan about the Me 6 bot to auto-post about the streams? If you could, please. Because we do need to get that. Because the Discord not knowing is not a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to weirdly walk back into Subway. And then there was a different person working there, and I was like, can I just go to the bathroom to see if my phone's in there? Like, you can't use the bathroom unless you buy something. I'm like, no, I was just here. And they're like, and so they, like, walk to the back, and the manager comes out, he's like, yeah, okay, just let her go. I'm like, thank you.
That sweet smell of new employee. I remember that hesitation. It's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
5e tends to be very low fantasy and luck-based. You're not allowed to be good at anything. I don't think that's true. Because I do believe what I've been told about how it's scaled. It's a much lower scale to be a more authentic Lord of the Rings-esque fantasy experience. You're not allowed to be like god tier at anything though in 5e. I'll agree to that.
Which is wild.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I ever somehow get into a 5e game, probably if Dom runs it, for me, just on the side, I'm gonna be like, I'm literally going to get to level 20 and be like, is that it? Is that all I get?
Ooh.
And you're like, what do you mean? And then I'll throw down the same character in Pathfinder and be like, this is what plus 40 looks like. Oh, jeez. But enough of bashing on 5e.
There's a lot to bash on, realistically.
Not really. Not really. It's easier to bash on the 5e community and the marketing behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, trust me, 5e monk, good lord. Monks? Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, good or bad, for monks, for 5e.
Sometimes monks in 5e can be a little broken.
Okay.
If you play them like that.
Monks can be broken in
Am I?
any
It's
system.
true. You've been able to read my Pork Edition Second Ed Paraboy compared to XP. Maybe just nostalgia, but I feel like Second E was more streamlined. I actually have not yet because I've been preparing for August, but I will. Oh, Big Mike, there might be a chance of us getting Rider on DVD here in North America. Guy works with Shout. Their releases asked which Rider we would like to see brought over here if it was. A lot of folks are convinced it was gauging interest. Oh, please be Guy. Any advice on coming up with a one-shot noir kind of mystery? Yes! Well, first of all, what system are you running? Is my question. Because if you're running it in Gumshoe, the system's literally built to do that. If you're talking about like a fantasy game, alright. A good noir mystery, if you're really going like the Sam Spade film noir kind of mystery, you can have like the rain and the darkness and all of that, but you won't be evoking the feelings. You'll be using the trappings and the tropes. Real film noir deals with a very with a kind of a disenfranchised and very emotional. I'm thinking of Fate or maybe 5e, but modern-esque. Okay, real film noir is always about emotion because there's two classic detective story types. The Agatha Christie style stories and film noir Sam Spade-esque kind of stories. Agatha Christie is all about being a rational person in an irrational situation. And it's a lot more calm. Film noir, everyone's fucking crazy in some, and they're all driven by their own greed in one aspect or another, or their lust. So it's always good to kind of play up how you're going to see no one's clean, not even the heroes, and it's all very, very much about being. It's all very emotionally driven. There's outrage, there's anger and hate and all that. Hell, your opening murder doesn't even have to be the most important part of it. It could be a lead into something else. Because one of the things with the Maltese Falcon is it doesn't start with a murder. It starts with two guys trying to find this one girl's sister. And ends in having to deal with the Knights of Malta. Maybe the Dresden Files RPG for noir? No, Dresden Files isn't very good. It's good for city and world building, but it's not good for much else. If you're doing Fate, Fate's really good for that. I would actually set it in Spirit of the Century. And start with a small incident that leads to something much larger. So let's say you want to go, let's go kind of big. And it's... I don't know. It's supposed to be this huge bank heist. Some random guy, while drinking, goes out, gets hit by a car. Ooh, what happened? Was that me?
I don't think it was me.
It was you.
Was it me? Was it my phone?
My phone is now on silent.
Perfect
Yeah, I
self.
do not
If you're
disturb.
out of key points, you auto-generate key points on your initiative. Fuck me. That's nice. So I have to play a monk in 5e. Nicole, it's you messaging me. I just got it.
Oh, my apologies.
It's alright. No. I did get that earlier, but for some reason I didn't hear it.
That's okay.
And
That's when I was like, I'll be there soon.
I'll be there soon. Yeah. But yeah, your opening question should lead you to a larger question of what's going on. So it can be something as simple as a drug ring or a major heist is about to be happen, but one person's death leads you on this trail that takes you through all these people and how they're connected and how their lives are connected. Squall. Ultramodern 5e books helps 5e for the modern world. I don't mind magic, but I don't want it to be in a way that gets an easy solution or something that's in the forefront. Money. Money is always the easiest thing. Because a big part of film noir was killing people for the money. I find. And how emotion gets in the way of that. So, that's my advice. I'm sorry, ladies. I've been talking this whole time.
That's fine. I actually really enjoy listening to you talk.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, we have to introduce you to Common Writer, apparently.
Yep.
Tonight, after we're done streaming. Because who is it who is showing you Common Writer and giving you bad advice on it?
It was my friend Mike.
Okay.
He's a cool dude. He just... Because
right.
most of the ones that I just walked into, it was while they were watching it. They're like, oh, we've just started this. Come sit down and watch it with us. It's really good. Like, I think you'll really like it, especially as a first. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, this looks like people who got really fancy costumes running around in a field somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I feel about that. But then he showed me, like, just, like, someone who did, like, a really, like, half-assed animated version of, like, a fight scene on, like, YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is what I would want. And he was like, you and your Gurren brain, just like...
No, yeah, because they made you start on build, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good one to start on.
No.
It's not. And yes, everyone must know the love of Kamen Rider, specifically Gentaro. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been told.
I was told.
You were told by us.
For like... maybe 20 minutes yesterday?
Yeah,
Yep.
We were literally going on a long rant about this. Like, you need to get into Kamen Rider, you need to watch Gentaro and all that. Yeah. Dark Summer's Wind says he's either doing Besom or Fate. Well, okay, Dark Summer's Wind, keep in mind, Besom has multi-genre in it, so you can swap what's important for that. But yeah, make it about money. Everyone wants money. We're all fucking poor.
That's a mood.
Is that what that is? Is that what mood is?
Mood.
I don't know modern terms. I'm not even sure I'm using yeet right most days.
I don't even use yeet right. Like, what my sibling will come enter the room and say something to me, and as they're leaving, I'm like, yeet. Like, that's not how you say goodbye to people.
Oh. If I ever showed up on a 404 stage after the fact, it's like, it's okay, guys. I'm woke now. I know the new slang. Really? Yep, I yeeted all over the place.
No. No. Like, that's not even, like, because yeet is just like a toss.
I know.
Right?
I'm doing it bad on purpose.
Okay.
Because I'm an asshole, Nicole. Have you met me?
Listen.
To be fair, he spent, like, one day entirely when he was sick. He goes, I'm on fleek. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the fans are going too fast. I'm on fleek. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I'm cold. I guess. Yeah, well.
Oh, what system do you guys think would work well with Ace Attorney? Yeah, Besom or Fate. Or Gumshoe. Gumshoe would be really good. Okay, so Nicole, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Knowing the breadth of games that we do have here, is this being hidden? Mike, you're not an asshole, at least not to the degree of most people I've met. Yeah, but I'm kind of an asshole. I'm honest about the parts of me that are asshole-ish. Rather than lying and saying, no, I'm a good person.
I'm a great person. Yeah,
I might be great people. I think the second I call myself good people, though, then it's...
You're no longer a good person.
You're not a really good people.
Yeah, well, because you always...
I call myself an asshole. So it's like, why do you call yourself an asshole? You're so nice. Because I think the idea of Ugandan knuckles is funny as hell.
That's so old!
I know. It's still funny to me, though. I know it's racist and terrible, but it still makes me laugh. Mike can be an asshole if he wants to. Let him dream. Thank you. Thank you, D. Croc. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Some people dream to be president. I dream of being mean.
There's entire communities dedicated to that one.
I know, but I don't want to join them. I don't want to go that deep in.
Oh, gosh.
And now they're just using Uganda Knuckles memes.
Nice.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, based on the games you know I have here, which one are you actually curious to play?
Video or...
Like tabletop.
Oh.
This is a tabletop show.
Sorry. I don't know. Like, because there's
Do you want me to give you a rundown of a couple of what we got?
Yes.
All right. The big ones we've got, we have Scion, which is over there, where you play the child of a god.
Yes.
Not like a made-up god, but actual Zeus or Odin or
Okay.
Damballa or something, right?
So it's not like a god from that universe. It's like a god that's like
now
known. Okay, got it.
It's literally the current year. You're unique in some way. It doesn't have to be combat related.
Mm-hmm.
You can be. It's whatever you want it to be, and you are the child of a god that matches that. Exalted, which I've told you about at length.
Yes.
And I think you would love the living hell out of.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention Firefly because it's not worth it.
Ooh.
No, it's terrible. It's okay.
The show is good. The tabletop game is sucky.
Okay.
Well, in a tabletop game about Firefly, Nicole,
Mm-hmm.
should there be at least a mention of what things cost?
Yeah.
Because Firefly was all about having the money and
Yeah.
budgeting the money.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, good.
Or travel time. There's no mention of how long travels take in this book.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's that reminds me of a spell in 5e that I really like, called Prestidigitation. It's a cantrip, I've lied to you. Where there's a bunch of different things you can do, but one of the things is you can make a symbol on a wall, and they never told me how big the symbol has to be. So I just run around and basically for an hour will tag, like, my little pirate cruise, like, symbol on just, like, a giant building.
Yeah.
And, like, run away. And it only lasts an hour, so by the time, like, cops come and they're like, oh, it's tagging, like, it's gone. It doesn't matter anymore.
I love how Sam had to specify. Yes, because the internet will automatically misconstrue things if we don't clarify.
Yeah. We have Spirit of the Century, where you play a 1920s pulp hero. That's where Lord Nauticus comes from.
Okay.
Big Eye, Small Mouth, which is entirely about playing any anime you want in that system.
Mm-hmm.
I have the rules for... We've run Death Watch, but I don't have the book for it. Devin does.
All for one.
Oh, yeah.
Game.
Well, it's where you play Space Marines. All for One is Three Musketeers meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I have? I have Paranoia, which is...
I like
it's-
Paranoia.
Okay, you play Paranoia.
Yep.
Paranoia. I'm trying to think what else do I have physically here.
You have Anima.
Oh, I have Anima, but it's the Final Fantasy tabletop RPG, but not Final Fantasy tabletop RPG.
Like, it feels like Final Fantasy, or it has Final
Sam,
Fantasy?
you can pick up the art and show her.
Yeah.
Are you grabbing it?
Yeah, I'm grabbing it.
Because it's been up there for ages and I've never brought it down. Because no one cares about Anima anymore.
Oh, no!
You will, Nicole, you'll see the cover and you'll be like, oh my god, this is Final Fantasy 12.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
it's literally the...
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Yep, I understand wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Right there.
it's literally the Final Fantasy tabletop
It's
game.
the Final Fantasy tabletop game.
I have no idea how the system goes. I just know from its aesthetics, it's the Final Fantasy tabletop game.
I just look at it and go, yep, that's Final
That's
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. And you can basically have any permutation of the job classes you want. I'm trying to check if I...
There's Mistborn as well.
Yeah, Mistborn, which is entirely based on the Brandon Sanderson novels.
And there's Maid.
Maid, which is nothing but random encounter tables.
Yep.
And being a Japanese maid.
Dope.
Shadowrun, which is Shadowrun. I don't think Shadowrun needs an introduction.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
Go ahead. You feel okay?
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
You've been quiet, period, so I worry. Okay, then go to the bathroom. I love her so much.
That's good.
I
Me
do.
too. On a different level, but yeah.
Well, no, if you do, it's cool.
You're like, you know what? That's fine.
That's cool. I mean,
I'm not gonna ask questions.
No.
It sucks to be you,
Oh,
but
yeah, I do have Cats of Cthulhu. I forgot I had that here. Fan donated Cats of Cthulhu. I'm still reading that one.
Cats of Cthulhu.
Is Anima
Cats
still
of Cthulhu.
You know, I actually unboxed it while Beth was here when you weren't here for that one time, and she so badly wants to play it.
Oh, I bet.
Is Anima still in print? I have no bloody clue, because it went out of print really quickly, despite its limited run. I also have Cyberpunk 2020. That was very generously donated by Dark Summer's Wind. I love the hell out of it. It's so crunchy, but I love it because it's just, how do I put this? Everyone's designed to be beautiful 80s sci-fi cyberpunk characters.
That's already the one I'm picking, but please go on.
Yeah, where it's like, you're a hacker, but you also have impossibly perky breasts, and you wear the 80s onesie. And there's a little, they have bards in here, but they're called rocker boys.
It's really wholesome.
I know, right? It's all about drugs and sex and all that stuff. I did not donate that. That was someone else. That wasn't you, Dark Summers one? You donated a lot. I can't keep track of how everyone donates. Oh, I donated Cats of Cthulhu. I will not take credit for someone else. That's fair.
Aw.
I apologize. I don't think Anima is still... I love how Josh Spate is just like, oh, wow, that looks really cool. I wonder if that's still in print. And I'm like, I don't think it is. Because I remember it getting liquidated out of Meeple Mart down in Toronto.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is never a good sign.
Nope.
Also with Monk, there's a type of Monk at 3rd level, which is essentially Avatar Aang. Then Xanathar's adds a few others. Like the one I'm using, which is Kensai Monk, which allows for super proficiency of specific weapons. And one of the abilities of Kensai Monks is to make their weapons deal damage to overcome physical resistance and one's fists. Okay. So they are pretty broken.
Yeah.
I remember reading Anima, wasn't really a fan. That's one thing I generally hear about it, though. Like, it's visually, it's great, but no one cares about the rules.
You just make up your own rules then. Who cares?
Then you just have an art book. I can do that.
You
I can
know
do
what?
that.
It's
I
a
can do
really
that literally by going to North Nicole, picking an art book off the wall, and just grabbing the Bessem core book, which is... I've done that.
This is the aesthetic of this game we're playing, like, slams it on the desk.
Here it is. Just put down a Final Fantasy Ultimania. Put down fucking Bessem. It's like, we're done.
This is what it is. Don't worry about it. Oh,
It's
I
all
love
good.
that. Oh my goodness.
The group I was part of was making a Final Fantasy 12 campaign, fell apart, so the project got cancelled. Aw.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry, too. It basically means their weapons get +1 magical resistance. There's 3 in 5e Paris Handbook and 3 in Xanathar's. Okay. I don't know. I feel like there's a good game of 5e that I have to have before I finally stop complaining about the system. Well, it's not even the system, it's the community around it I hate.
The monster manual in 5e is my favorite.
Really?
Because Shelly and I end up, like, homebrewing... More Shelly than me end up homebrewing, like, monsters as characters that he can play.
Okay.
So he was playing, like, a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
But goblins aren't, like, accepted in 5e because they're goblins.
Yeah. They are in Pathfinder 2nd.
So... I want to play Pathfinder so badly because I didn't actually.
You know I'm right here, right?
I know, but like I didn't know what.
Right here.
I know I'm in this room right now, but I didn't know what Pathfinder was until I actually met Dom.
Yeah.
Which was also when I just started playing D&D.
Okay.
And Dom was like, "Oh, I like to play Pathfinder," and I'm like, "Path what? Hello, what is that?"
Okay. Pathfinder, you can make a good. Every class is important.
Yes.
There's no such thing as a non-broken class in Pathfinder.
Sounds like Magic the Gathering. Okay.
Yeah, some classes are more broken than others, depending on how you build them.
Okay.
If you build yourself along one track in Pathfinder, the rewards you will get out of that track are incalculable. If you diversify in Pathfinder, it's death.
Oh.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay.
But that's why they have so many archetypes. So you can stay along that track with even more assistance.
Okay.
So whereas you would be like, oh, I'm going to make a fighter barbarian because I want the rage benefits as well as the fighter benefits. Someone will say, that is so great, but you kind of will get more damage if you make a pure fighter with this feat and this archetype.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Okay. Interesting.
It's unfortunately why there is 10 million archetypes in the damn system. And that is a big complaint, is that every book that adds to Pathfinder has so many more archetypes.
Yeah. But I feel like now
How
that
about a summoner in Pathfinder? And summoners I'll explain summoners in Pathfinder.
Okay.
Because I'm just repeating what Squall said. It gives flavors to, there's 3 influences, gives flavor to monks, one of which is Drunken Master. Oh, they finally have a Drunken Master. Cool. I tried to play Drunken Master. I couldn't roleplay it very well. Don't you guys have Star Wars? We do have Star Wars Rebellion. Have not been touching it in a very long time. Not since the con. Which is a shame, because Dave's a huge fan of Star Wars Rebellion and that whole system. But I hate proprietary dice.
Okay.
Because do you know how Star Wars is in Rebellion?
Nope.
Rather than having dice with numbers, they have dice with symbols on them. And there's... No, it gets worse, because there's 7 types of dice. Each have their own paired sets of symbols.
Got it.
So there's the 2 high dice, which are critical success and failure. There's 2 middle dice with normal successes and failures, and 2 lower dice with beneficial situational, and then a force dice in the middle. So 7 different sets of symbols on one system. If you know it, it makes a lot of sense. You're like, oh, okay. And it is a nice assist to the GM, because it's like, okay, they won, but there's these 2 disadvantageous aspects to the situation. It makes sense, but it's still proprietary dice symbol game, which is still a thing. Oh, the hesitation in Mike's voice.
I've never heard of dice being used in that sense, like with symbols.
Oh, Fantasy Flight's
Actually,
doing
that's
it
a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it in an escape room once.
You'd see it more in board games.
Okay.
But Fantasy Flight did it for that, and they did it for L5R, much to our chagrin.
Okay.
Because we love L5R, and the fact that they went to symbols upset us greatly.
You were like, how could you...
How could you do that? How could you do that for Legend of Five Rings?
How could you betray me like this?
How could you betray Rokugan? How could you betray the Emperor? But yeah, and L5R is feudal fantasy, where it's just as important to be honorable as it is to be a hero.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, so it's the entire thing of, no, you did not come in and bow 5 times. Like, you are completely morally in the right. This situation needs to be resolved. But that one courtier over there said one sentence that made you forget that one part of diplomacy that means no one's going to listen to you today.
Okay.
And time's a factor.
Okay.
Okay, so...
It just stops people from being murder hobos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's consequences. Because
I like
everyone...
that.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I tried to DM for just,
Oh, and fucking Pendragon. Jesus Christ, I have Pendragon right over there. And I love Pendragon.
I like the name Pendragon.
Do you want the explanation?
Sure, always.
Okay, in Pendragon, you are a knight of King Uther's court.
Right.
And you will go from the day King Uther is crowned to the day Camelot falls.
Okay.
And you will go from father to son. Or mother to daughter, however you want to play it.
Sure.
And you will raise your land, you will be a part of this history, you will gain rank and status, and you're all just knights. And somehow, I get better diversity out of this game than I do from some traditional fantasy games.
Yep.
Because when you're all the same kind of class, you all kind of split off in your own thing.
Okay, interesting.
I will be right back. You know. Because they're like, Mike, how about a summoner in Pathfinder? Okay. I need to explain why summoners are really broken in Pathfinder. Summoners get every booster and bonus spell. Mm-hmm. No real attack spells. But they can make their own summons.
Okay. Are we talking, like, monsters? Nice!
And, Nicole, if you can imagine it, you can get it.
Nice!
You just pick the parts, right? So it's like, I want it to have 4 arms, but what color do you want it to be? Whatever you want.
Wait. It's not like, here's a book, here's a list. It's like, listen, do you want to make a horrific, nightmarish monster? Nice. I'm into that.
Do you want to make a tiger horse that you ride on, that pounces on people and rakes them, and you hit them with your lance? As a summoner, you can do that. Monk has an ability that is the source of contention in my group. It's not 100% clear. Oh. We'll still talk about monks.
Monks are cool.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind this. Your summon, you don't give up your actions for your creature to go.
What?
He moves on his initiative. And so you're there in the back going, boost, 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 boost. Boost, 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 boost.
Oh, no. I love that, though.
I know. And there's a really screwed up archetype where you fuse.
With you and the monster?
So you pop into it.
You are the monster.
Here's the thing, though. You get all their physical stats. They get all your mental stats.
You know what? I would hope.
Yeah.
So it's really funny if they
natural attacks are incredibly abusive when you know what you're doing with them, and that's the other thing too.
Oh my god.
But that's the thing. No, you know how we always have that. You have so many of this. No, everything's just top tier, and you're good at everything.
Oh, I love that. If I ever play...
No, I'm called dibs. I call dibs.
I'm gonna play Summer.
Because we're probably going to be the same game.
We're going to make monsters.
It's going to be Dom's game. And we're just going to be... No, we're all summoners.
All of us.
Summoners. I'm getting Digimon Season 3 flashbacks, Mike. That's fair. Yeah, that's very fair. It's kind of broken as a spell. It's called Deflect Missile. Oh, okay, cool. All right, that makes sense. Welcome back. So yeah, that's why the summoners are so... broken.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Pathfinder, there's an Unchained version, which is much less broken.
I would assume it's... Wait, it's called Unchained, and it's less... Okay, good.
I know. Because it was Unchained... The Pathfinder Unchained book was an attempt to kind of fix a lot of the Pathfinder problems.
Sure.
And make a couple of classes better. Some of them just not as OP, but balanced better. Mm-hmm. And we all thought Unchained was going to be what Second Ed was, and it wasn't, which is kind of heartbreaking a little bit. But because Second has proficiency in it. Oh, Sam's coming back down. I hope. I have have no idea what she's
Sounds
been.
like it.
Yeah, I have no idea what she's been working on.
It's secret.
Is it secret?
I don't know.
I returned.
Hi!
So what are you working on, Sam?
Japanese.
Why are you so hesitant about that? The whole audience knows you work on Japanese.
I know.
Mike was like, I don't know what Sam's working on. It's like a secret. And Mike was like, really? I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you.
It's Japanese.
Way of the Open Hand, Way of Shadow, and Way of the Form elements are in Player's Handbook. Cool.
What did I miss?
Mostly us talking about broken stuff.
I'll learn about summoners.
Ooh.
Those are crazy, and they sound amazing.
Yeah.
So we've agreed that we're both going to be playing Summoners should Dom ever run a Pathfinder game.
A summoner made a platypus. Just in general.
Yeah.
Like...
And somehow it's the most dangerous thing in the land.
Yeah, I don't understand platypus and why they're so dangerous.
They have poison barbs.
No, I understand why, but like... I look like I could just pull off its bill and I'd be like a Scooby-Doo style monster. I'm like, what's underneath this? Oh, it's a rat! But no.
I had a summoner in my game, 1 versus 1, a CR13 Dreadwaith with a level 5 and wand. Fuck off. No idea how much it took to take that thing down. I feel like CR and Pathfinder is just a suggestion, because you guys are at, Sam, in your game, you're fighting everything at CR level and you're stomping the living shit out of it.
I'm not. The rest of my party is because I'm the bard.
I still can't hit you.
I know. That's the point. Because if you hit me, I die.
Yeah.
I have no hit points whatsoever. Like you hit like Tim's character with like 110 hit points.
I have to.
Like you hit him in one hit, 110, and I'm like, if you hit me, I'm dead twice over.
Yeah. Because Tim the X404 is our group's barbarian.
Okay.
So he keeps hucking himself into peril, but the peril's getting more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this one point where he was fighting a cleric that had wall of blades.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an invisible wall of blades, and he's just like, is there something in there? Might be. He jumped in and attacked. He got flayed. And the cleric's like, if I res him, he won't learn.
He'll never learn any difference.
But they resed him because they had to.
Oh.
I just had a scary thought, a summoner making an emu, those things can cave and puncture a skull with a single kick.
I like the idea of summoner just making, like, moose.
Moose?
Moose are gigantic.
Everything. Like, you can make anything. You can make a bootleg. Oh, I forgot the other ability summoners have. They can choose to summon either their monster or something from the summon monster tier.
Okay.
Which, at higher levels, gets really stupid.
Yeah, I
But
assume.
instead of having to get it as a spell, it levels with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So every other level, you get up a summon monster.
Okay, interesting.
So.
Interesting.
So, Nicole, now that I've listed off every tabletop game we have here, which actually sounds interesting to you?
Well, I mean, get to play in a world of vaporwave sounds real fun.
Cyberpunk, good to know. When I run a Cyberpunk game, I'm getting you in.
Cool, thanks. Because, like, that's the dream. I'm so ready for just, like, everything to just be neon in Tokyo at all times. I'm so ready for it. Robots take over, please. I don't want it anymore.
If you go to China, it's basically that when it rains.
Yeah, but I'm like, I want everyone to wear, like, weird JoJo colors and, like...
Never let them summon a Hound Archon. It will drive you nutty as a game master. Good to know. The real question is, can they summon Godzilla? Technically, they can make Godzilla and just scale him up with large monster. I found a Pathfinder. The main problem with CR levels is that they don't account well for the number of enemies that are on the field. That is also true.
What if you just made a small Godzilla? You just have a little handheld
Just does the same damage.
lizard of
He's
anger.
technically in there as a kaiju.
A little lizard of anger.
Tiny Godzilla.
It'd be like a hairless ferret. Like the mean ones.
I'm just imagining the smallest balls Godzilla. Just angrily kicking things. He's just so mad.
Yeah, like he'd be so cute. best part is they're like, oh, like, how big is it gonna grow? You're like, it's miniature.
How big? He fits in my purse.
You
Well, why do
just
you
see
have him that small? Huck him in a window and just
Just
open. Yeah. He comes out.
They'll never see it coming.
You just see you put it on a table, it just starts kicking things like.
Is he a good summon? He's okay. He's kind of an asshole.
It's like a cat, but he's cool. Sorry. If I could scale like up and down monsters, like I would just want like a pocket Cthulhu. But like I want it to be the size of like a dwarf hamster, like literally this big. Or because if it's any bigger, I can't contain
Well,
it.
you can, but you're just doing this with them with the tentacles.
I'm like, no,
Let go, let go, let go. Doom. Let go, let go, let go.
Not today.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow.
Summon Sturges is OP. Summon 1d4 per turn. If they latch on automatically for 1 con damage. Ooh, up to 4 total. And then Godzilla theme just plays during the mini rampage.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Nicole. I just have this image of Godzilla being the size of an iguana. It's goddamn adorable.
Oh, you can like wear him around your neck.
No, he's all upright, right? So he's just going, trotting along with his little legs. He's doing the best he can. He's just so mad. Actually, Connell's 5e game has that.
No, guys, you keep forgetting. You get a little tiny baby stroller and it's just Godzilla. And then people are like, oh, what a cute little... Oh my god!
That's like...
He's so unhappy he's in there.
You give him a little juice box and he tears it to shreds.
The elephant has a child or nephew tagging along, so it just squirms around.
Oh
okay,
my
cool.
gosh.
You know, you just have him in a stroller and he just has like, what is it, scorching ray come out of him. It's so angry, this little asshole.
I would say, like, because I really like Mothra specifically, but, like, Mothra would just be a bug
Yeah,
at that size.
Mothra...
At least someone would just kill him, and I'd be like, no!
No, just be this ridiculously big moth. At that size, just be like this, be like, ah!
And I'd be like, no, see, that's the tame version, that's Mothra!
It's just like, ah, get it! They're all chasing him with baseball bats. Oh, hey.
Shadow Crone is now hosting us. Thank you,
Shadow
Shadow.
Crone. And he gets into fights with baby King Ghidorah. So, just this little kaiju fight between all these different, like, monsters. The party's now at 8th level, the summoner is dead, even the party got bored of killing everything. Fair enough. But yeah, no, just this, like, all these little summoners have these little baby versions of their monsters.
Yeah.
And they're all just in these ugly feuds. So if someone has King Ghidorah, he's kicking the stroller.
I would put, like, onesies on, like, my Godzilla.
See, I think this is how Pokemon got started.
Yeah. Hi, Mike, and hi, everyone. Mike, you checked out the last image I sent. I did not, Shadow Crone. I will check that out now. This is from my new gauntlet.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. I just can't help it.
Guys, we could make the North American house hippo!
Oh my god.
You lost your shit so far.
I don't think anyone in Europe understands what the fuck a North American house hippo is.
I made some, like, new, like, American online
Oh,
friends, and I sent them the advertisement. I was like, do you guys have the North American house hippo down there? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Sam, you've got to see this gauntlet.
Okay.
You've got to see this thing.
Ooh.
Is it pretty? That's pretty. Whoa, look at the spikies.
Shadow Crone.
That's
Holy shit, that looks good. I'm not
amazing.
sharing that.
Not yet.
That is so cool, and I cannot wait for that to get shown off in August.
Oh, that's
I think we've broken Restream's chat. It's running so slow. It might just be the server today, guys.
Yeah.
Because Restream's servers sometimes...
Shit.
Yeah.
God damn it, now I want to play. What?
It's being shipped this week.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm not wearing it to North. I'm just going to have to do a video.
No, you're going to wear it to Bravo, though.
No, I'm going to wear that fucking thing to Bravo.
Oh, that'll be so
I'll
good.
be wearing that all weekend at Bravo. Just be like, what's up? What is that, Mike? You should really watch August next weekend.
Wow, you want to learn about it?
Yeah.
Tune in.
The party's now at 8th level. The summoner is dead. Even the party. So now I want to play Pathfinder just to do this. You know, because you just imagine, though, there's this feud between summoners' pets. And this, like, King Ghidorah tries to drown the Godzilla. Like, it's active murder attempts, right? But everyone thinks it's really adorable.
You know, like dog shows?
Yeah.
It's like dog shows,
Yeah,
but with small murderous animals.
That needs to be a game we do. Just Summoners of Golarion. It's just this huge dogs. By the way, Mike, my second thing I'm making for you is paint prep, so I want to send you the pic. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you so much, though, Shadowcrown. That looks gorgeous. It's just, I just want to host this thing. Was like, who would run that game? Though probably Devin. Just have Devin. It's like, Devin, just have this dog show competition. Why? Because we're all gonna be maniacs with these baby summons. They're trying so hard to kill each other. We're all sabotaging each other.
Oh, well,
So listen, we're seeing Godzilla, King of the Monsters this month. I was not planning on it because I was not a fan of the previous Godzilla film.
Listen, kaijus are kaijus. Like, whether or not the film's good, if there's a big honking monster in it, I am there.
I'm mad because that film series is the reason why we do not have a sequel to Shin Godzilla, and Shin Godzilla is fucking perfect.
Yes, and I understand
that anger,
but that's just how I feel.
I know you want to be surprised, so I'm having a hard time holding off on it. I'm not good with surprises, especially if I'm happy with making it. Show Sam. Don't just tell her not to show me. I like Godzilla 2014. You're welcome to like Godzilla 2014. I just wanted a movie where I could see Godzilla.
See, the problem is Mike is also equally as bad with surprises.
I know this is a follow-up. Because I was not a huge fan of Godzilla 2014 because I was promised Bryan Cranston in Brian and Ken's Kaiju Adventure. And it was not Brian and Ken's Kaiju Adventure.
Sounds like a kid's show.
I had a song. It's Brian and Ken's Kaiju Adventure. We're gonna have so much fun. My name is Brian and my name is Ken. Here comes Godzilla. Oh, fuck.
That's really cute.
Thank you. That's all I've wanted, and it wasn't that. It was just Kick-Ass and his family.
It was Kick-Ass and his family.
And I hate that. I don't care about people. I want to watch the monster blow things up.
I don't care about the family.
I don't. See, Godzilla 2014 had the build-up of classic Godzilla, but it had the odd human story. Yeah, I don't care. Humans are there to try and...
Lose.
No, not lose. Stem. It's like a, did we stop it? Did we stop it? Okay. Because I actually got to see the original Godzilla finally. And that's a perfect movie. In many accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like a natural disaster documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And then it finally pares down to the people just trying to find the way to stop him. Just sent the image to Sam. Okay. So Sam, you just got the image sent to you of the newest version of the gauntlet. Although the only part of Shin Godzilla I didn't like was I hate that I laughed at this scene. You remember the part? Have you seen Shin Godzilla, Nicole?
No, but you tell me about it.
Oh, it's so good. They make Godzilla fucking terrifying. More than he already is.
Okay.
Because Godzilla does not come out as Godzilla. He comes out as an amphibious creature.
Mm-hmm.
And he's changing. He's adapting to the environment.
Sure. And
it's kind of in response to... You remember how Japan had all those earthquakes?
Yes.
Is it really good? I'm going to love this thing, aren't I?
And now you gotta wait.
You want to show Nicole?
Dope. I love that. I love that so much.
This time around, it's Godzilla defends the Earth from the other monsters, and as they all try to take over. Well, if it's good, if I hear it's good, then I'll go for it. But I'm not in a rush.
No, him and Mothra are BFFs.
No, they're not. Godzilla's nobody's
No,
friend.
I don't care.
Godzilla's nobody's friend, Nicole.
Listen,
He is in it for him. He's
I will make him this tall and he will be friends with Mothra.
He won't be friends with anybody. He'll just be mad the whole time it's Godzilla.
No.
Okay? He will be angry that you have him. He will try to kill you. He will literally grab a pillow and try and smother you in the little middle
What's
of the
he
night.
gonna do with his little dragon
Exactly.
claws?
That's the only reason why it won't work. He'll just be like, and you'll be like, "Aw, stop it, buddy."
Yeah, I'll just cuddle him in the night. You can't stop me. No,
He's basically Clint Eastwood. angry that people are on his lawn.
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel about Harrison Ford right now. Harrison Ford's just like, leave me alone.
That's not gonna happen, Harrison Ford.
No.
You're too famous. It's like you and Tom Hanks, dude.
Oh, does Tom Hanks also want people to leave him alone?
No, Tom Hanks is immortal.
He'll never die.
He won't. Tom Hanks somehow, I don't know. Someone once said to me, if Tom Hanks punched a nun, your first question would be, what the hell did that nun do to piss Tom Hanks off that much?
You know what? I'm sure Tom Hanks is a sweet boy.
Other than that, I'm working on my own custom DM Scream. Almost haven't done. Awesome show, Carl. Send the pictures up in Craft Check as you're working on it. Also, apparently Harrison Ford likes to rescue people in his plane when he goes on trips.
Who is he?
Is he rescuing?
No, because where he lives, there's like a lot of places where it's easy to get lost.
Oh, okay.
Like
so
the forested area. I read in Cracked. I know that's not exactly the greatest source.
It's just
that's fine.
Sorry, the way that you said it was like he likes to rescue people, and I'm like, rescue or kidnap?
It wasn't even that. And then he said forest. I was like, does he put people in this forest and then just pretend to be the hero? Like,
No.
he's like, I'm here.
You see, he's on his plane. He just starts playing Indiana Jones, and everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Oh shit! It's Harrison Ford again.
People have been starving for days. They're like, wow, we're being saved. Are you Harrison Ford? When he's like, I'm here to save you. Like, well, hold on a second. You're Harrison Ford. Like, what? Am I dreaming? Is this real? Like, did I die?
The thing is, if he actually plays the Indiana Jones theme,
I would just think I'm
so
dead.
funny.
No one could.
I died, and
No one could convince me otherwise that after that happened, I was still alive.
We've all heard the Bill Murray story that Bill Murray just walks up and does weird shit to people and says no one will believe you.
Yeah.
And walks away.
Well, now we all know, so now we'll all believe them.
Yeah.
It's counterproductive, Bill Murray.
Damn it, Bill Murray.
But yeah, apparently because of where he lives and the fact that he's such an avid pilot, he maintains the radio chatter. So whenever there's a missing person, he goes out and he looks.
Oh, so that makes more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I was just like,
If I'm remembering it right.
he just goes around in circles and he's like, let's find a missing person today. I have the money for gas.
He just finds like an old woman. He's like, "Come on, Grandma," and she's like, "I don't know who you are." You're not Timmy.
That's not a thing. Just how come that's not a weird syndrome people have called over-rescuing? Where they just randomly walk up to people like, I'm here to save you, and nothing happens to them.
I feel like that's where Deku's headed.
In Boku.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you found this old woman, she was fine, but now she's got $20 more in her pocket, and the cops know where she is.
That's cool,
I mean,
guess.
it didn't do anything wrong, it's just weird.
Oh.
Hello, citizen. I don't know who you are.
I'm here to help you. Please stop hitting me.
No, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Yeah.
I haven't done anything, young man.
I know, I'm stopping things from being done to you. There could be murder around in the corner. What?
Have you read any of the side series for Boku?
No.
Okay, there's one where there's a hero in it, and he has no quirk, and he's a cool dude. I really like him, but he decides he's gonna be like a vigilante of sorts, and he calls himself Knuckle Duster because
Does he just have brass knuckles?
yeah, he's a janitor who just has brass knuckles, and hits people who look vaguely like a villain. They don't even have to be doing anything. He's just like, I'm here for it. And I love him so much.
I believe there was an American movie like that called Super?
I thought you were going to say...
Defendor.
Okay.
I feels like that's the plot for Defendor.
Punches anyone who looks vaguely threatening or sketchy.
See, I thought you were going to go in a really badass way with that, because there's actually a Kamen Rider story.
Okay.
Where one of the Kamen Rider's allies, someone just said, just told my buddy about the mini kaiju thing, he's going to go check out Pathfinder. Cool. Good old Knuckle Duster.
Good old Knuckle Duster.
Where basically one of the first Kamen Rider's friends, an FBI agent, finds a monster den, right? In a church, because, weirdos. And he's like, okay, there's no Kamen Rider around, so I'm going to be a Kamen Rider. His plan. shove a taser in his boots.
Alright, I like this
So what he does is, and it's not like it's not a monster den, it's legitimately a monster den, and he's vastly physically outclassed, right?
Yeah, okay.
So what he does is, he gets himself a biker uniform,
Uh-huh.
wires a taser through his boots,
Correct.
gets a pair of brass knuckles with a trigger in it, and puts 3 shotgun shells in it.
Oh my
So that
lord!
he can have the rider punch and the rider kick. Meanwhile, the church has a priest in it who's basically turning kids into vampire monsters.
Okay, cool.
So it's all very tragic and shit. But he comes in and says, "Today I am a proxy common rider." He just punches a guy with shotgun shells. I'm like, and I'm like, that's crazy, but it's not it's not broken.
You know what? I love the idea of people who just like bootleg stuff like that, and then just dome people.
Yeah, STSPA, that's literally the opening chapter of Kamen Rider Spirits. That actually happens. And then Kamen Rider 1 shows up after he's getting his ass kicked. He's like, "Alright, you're gonna sit down now, sweetie."
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
got it.
Thank you.
It's just like, God, you're always fucking late, and Rider kicks the guy in half.
I love. I like the term rider kick.
Well, that's what they do.
I know, but it's just. It's 2 words that you don't think would go together.
They do.
I know, but
You
it's
jump,
just
you do a forward spin, you stick your leg up, and let it do the work.
like an axe kick. Like, does it come
No,
down?
no,
on
because
it,
the
or-
idea
It's
is
a sidekick.
Oh, okay.
the idea is the Kamen Riders are grasshopper monsters.
What? Hold on a second. Really?
Yeah, the original Riders aren't heroes. The premise of the original Kamen Rider show was there was a terrorist organization that formed after World War II called Shocker.
Got it.
Shocker, thanks to all of the weird biological engineering and weird shit that happened in World War II, learned how to do human manipulation. So Shocker would send out their assassins, which would turn into animal monsters, to kill dignitaries that were in their way.
Right.
All right, they were always, and they would change back into people. Welcome back, Squall. Their recruitment standards are getting higher and higher, and they go after a guy named Hongo Takeshi.
Sure.
Who is the best
forgive me,
friend?
Chad, if I'm getting wrong. Who is basically Optimus Prime in Kamen Rider form. But good Optimus Prime, not Michael Bay Optimus Prime. So he is a competitive motorcyclist. Like he's he's on the track to beat world records. And he has at least a 300 IQ.
So this is a smart boy.
Yeah, he's a full PhD doctor and physically gifted. It's like, okay, let's turn this guy into a rider. Let's turn him into a monster. Let's make him Hopper. We'll make him the grasshopper guy.
Okay.
So, just as they're about to do, for some reason, Shocker has this nasty habit of, we're going to do the mind changes last.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Because we're stupid.
Right.
So, the only surgery left is, so he's a psychologist? No, I think he's actually like a physicist, I think. I cannot recall. So he's about to be, like, turned for the last phase, and a fellow of his, who actually works for Shocker, a friend of his, comes and gets him out, and he says, "Yeah, I'm the one who told Shocker about you.
Okay.
I'm getting you out because I can't live with the sin of what we're doing," right?
Mm-hmm.
That friend dies very quickly.
Oh, no.
Because the Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man?
Because they have a spider guy.
The Amazing Spider-Man?
No, just the evil one.
Oh, no!
Science doctor with a doctorate. Anyway, as Hongo and he are escaping, Hongo's like, okay, I'm going to go wash my hands. And he rips his sink off, right? Because he's superhumanly strong now. Mm-hmm. And he's going to talk to the doctor. The doctor gets garroted by the spider monster. Just as his daughter walks in. So the daughter assumes Hongo killed him.
Yeah.
But she gets saved a few minutes later by Kamen Rider in his full suit.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why he has the rider punch and the kick and the chop is the fact that, the idea is that he does his poses, and that's his muscles revving up.
Mm-hmm.
So as he coils them up, they're actually getting tighter and stronger because a grasshopper has strongest legs.
Okay.
When he does that front kick and it connects, it's more kinetic force than would normally be in there.
Okay.
And that's why he needs that spin time.
Okay.
And that's where the rider kick comes from. So rather being the Hopper monster, he's the masked rider on the motorcycle, or Kamen Rider.
Cool. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, the brainwashing might be done last to make sure they don't accidentally undo the mind wipe when putting in the implants. Maybe. I don't know. Because we're trying to figure out why... This is just a running joke that Shocker never does the mind implants first. Which...
All you said was implants, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 doctors, Mike. The psychologist, medical doctor, and a scientist. One requires 7 years of medical school. The others require defending theories in front of a board of peers. Fair enough. I can't remember what kind of doctor Hongo is, but I think he's like a pure science doctor.
Okay.
Like a pure, like... I can't remember if he's like a chemist or a physicist, but I think he's a physicist. Yeah, no, the best... Although my personal favorite writer is Kamen Rider Stronger. Mm-hmm. Yes, he named himself.
You know what? I would do the same thing. His
best friend gets murdered by Shocker, so he volunteers. Mm-hmm. Because he knows Shocker has a bad habit of not finishing the mind-altering procedure. Mm-hmm. So he just waits until everything's done but the mind-altering procedure and escapes. Mm-hmm. And says, Guys, I'm a Kamen Rider. I'll call myself Kamen Rider Stronger.
You know what? It's creative. I love him. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, SCP-8, I know the Kamen Rider in the first movies are not that good. Because they try to remake them as movies, but they're not as good as the actual storyline. Because
you miss out on a bunch?
Well, because the original, the remade movies that I actually have one of them. The first is a very mopey guy trying to piece his life together. The original Kamen Rider #1 is a 70s action hero. So he's I'm going to save the world from Shocker.
Okay.
Sorry I'm late. He's all dynamic poses and well-meaning and just a sweet boy.
He's just cool.
He's just cool. Because he'll come in and he'll just be like, Shocker. Like, no, there's actually a great moment in the Spirits manga where he runs into the newest rider, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, do you know who I am? My memories are gone. He just says, I don't know who you are, but right now you're just making bad memories.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
That's the kind of dad he is.
Got it.
That's Rider 1. That's him to a nutshell. He's not very bombastic. He's just good.
Okay.
I doubt any rider team could do a kick that hits anywhere from 10 to 150 tons of force. Yeah. I remember when I linked Korra, my rebuttal on who would win, Kamen Rider or Power Rangers. Yeah, Riders would win. Rangers do not have the same power output as Riders. I need to go back and finish Kamen Rider. Amazon, need to watch the Grimdark. This Kamen Rider Amazon's out of my brain. But yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So I've talked about Kamen Rider for a good 20 minutes. What do we want to talk about?
What's wrong with Kamen Rider?
I don't like... It's me dominating the conversation, not the conversation itself.
Oh. I'm drawing.
Fair enough.
I listen... Typically when I draw, I listen to, like, podcasts.
So this is basically the same thing.
Yeah, like, I can pay attention and just, like...
working on her stuff. Which I don't know is.
Japanese.
Okie dokie. The run when I was doing Power Ranger teams versus the same year Kamen Rider. Let's just say the Decade one was a stupid one-sided. Yeah, no shit.
Well, it's Decade.
And Decade has every rider's power in him.
Ore no Decade. That's it. That's the whole bad guy. That's all he does. He just runs around going,
damn you, Decade.
And we're like, why? Do something!
Do something, Naruto. Because, okay, the idea was Decade was supposed to be a tribute to the previous 10 years of Kamen Rider that had come out. And there was going to be this big mystery that maybe Decade might be a bad guy.
Okay.
So there's this one guy called Narutaki. Narutaki's just a dude with a trench coat and a flappy hat.
Cool.
Who's chasing around Decade, making his life a living hell. Mm-hmm. And all he says is, damn you, Decade. In the way of Fairly Odd Parents and saying Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg!
Yeah, the exact same way. And at first we're like, wow, Narutaki's got this, must have this great backstory. We never learn what it is.
I love that.
We never know what his deal is. All we know is he keeps popping up and saying, damn you, Decade. What do you want? What do you want? You weird man in a trench coat. What do you want? Damn you, Decade. And he walks off. What do you want? It was RPM 2009 versus Kamen Rider Decade. Yeah, that's not a fair fight.
I think if there was a weird man in a trench coat following me around...
With glasses?
With glasses, going like, damn you, Nicole. Even if it was Decade, I would just call the police.
Side note, Nicole, I'm up to volume 3 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I'm loving it. By the way, Mike, I'm not joking when I say this. In one Decade continuity, Narutaki is a Nazi vampire. That doesn't surprise me. It is Kamen Rider, and we did bring back Hitler and make him a starfish.
Vigilantes is really fun. The
Japan
writer
really has a lot of things where they're like, we're going to bring back Hitler, and that's going to be our villain. Because they did that in Persona 2 as well. And I'm just like,
Do we need a bad guy?
You know what?
Who's a bad guy?
Japan
Hitler.
really hates Hitler, and I don't think we should shame
They're
them
allowed
for
to.
it.
I
Yeah.
know, but the
Nicole,
problem
this is Narutaki.
Oh no, I would let that man come anywhere near me. Not close enough to hear him go, damn you. Nope.
This is his pouty face, by the way. This is all he does, is that man say, hang on, here's his actual, the face you see more often. Just, damn you, dickhead.
I like the dynamic, like, angle on the camera. It's, like, slightly tilted. It's like if he was taking a selfie.
Yeah.
But he's saying, damn you.
He's just always as angry all the time.
You know what?
He doesn't do anything. He's just this angry man who hates Decade.
He's allowed to.
Decade doesn't remember anything.
No, it's okay. You know what? Then how do we know that he didn't do something terrible?
Anyone check out the video I posted where it's Disney princesses playing D&D? I did not check that out. I hear that's very good. Although I don't like pimping other shows that are not us, because...
We're a show.
That's my fucking show. That's why I don't talk about... It's why I don't... That's why I'm not talking about Critical Role. Not because they have all the fucking fame and don't need me to talk about them.
They kind of don't.
They don't.
I have not seen a single thing of Critical Role except for cosplays.
You should talk to someone else about what Critical Role is. I don't have the best opinion.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I love how Nicole didn't bat an eyelash at Starfish Hitler. Most people can't resist the what the fuck impulse.
Nah. That's not like the weirdest thing. Dio turns into a dinosaur, so like...
Dio never turned into a dinosaur.
Well, does he not turn into a dinosaur in part 6?
Dio's dead in 6.
In Steel Ball?
Oh, that Dio. Does he turn... Oh my god, alright, I forgot about Steel Ball Run. I think everyone did it on purpose.
No, it's the only JoJo who actually has consequences for his actions. You're an asshole, I'm gonna shoot you in the spine, now you can't walk.
Yeah. It's them playing characters in a long-form game. The 10-minute clips of them pretending to play. Oh, okay. Oh, so they're doing it as a gag. Alright, that's fair. Steel Ball Run, Mike. I love how it's not, no, Mike, you're right, it's Steel Ball Run, Mike. It's Steel Ball Run. We know you stopped at Arc 3, but Steel Ball Run, Mike.
Apparently Steel Ball 1's really good.
I don't
The
care.
only thing
They wrote Joseph out of time. I know you don't like Joseph, but I love him.
It's not even that. If he wanted to, it wasn't even like a retcon, because he was like, I want to do my own fan fiction, but about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I want to do my own fanfiction about my own continuity and keep drawing Britney Spears.
Yeah. As long as he's happy and as long as he keeps forgetting what happened in the previous volume, I don't care. He's having a good time.
Rocky's a weird guy, though.
Lots of people are weird guys.
I know, but he's a
Like
weird...
that guy who was like, damn you. He's a weird guy.
The other one that I said was stupid one-sided was Megaforce and Super Megaforce versus Kamen Rider O's. I think that one's goes to Megaforce, because those are the guys with... If I'm right, those are the pirates with the keys. That is stupid one-sided. Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Ask Medium.
Yeah, I don't...
Or go to the D20 Live Discord and talk to them in Henshin.
Well, because of my upbringing,
Jesus
I just
was a
missed all the, like...
Power Rangers.
I missed Power Rangers. I missed, like, all the cool stuff growing up.
Yeah.
So I just, like, ugh.
Jesus was a stand user. Was he in Steel Ball Run? Was he?
I'm not gonna talk to you about Steel Ball Run anymore.
I want to hear this now.
There's only a few things about Steel Ball Run that I know, because I haven't read it. Because Steel Ball Run seems like a lot.
Oh, okay. So
it's still good, as far as I've been told. It's actually one of the best ones besides what's currently out anime-wise. Because Giorno's a sweet angel. And he is the son of my boy Dio. But also technically a JoJo, because he has a JoJo body. Well, Dio does.
I know who Giorno is. I hated every fight scene I saw in Arc 5.
Well,
Because okay, there's a thing that pisses me off in a JoJo fight where it's my stand has you trapped here, but I'm still right here, so I could punch you. And
Yeah,
that
but they
punch
don't-
never happens.
but like, because they did punching. And now he's tired of punching. So now it's invisible punching.
And that's why
so then
Joseph's
they-
the best! Because Joseph would have just punched them!
But that's not... Listen, that's not even what his stand did. He just happened to also have a stand that could punch real good.
Joseph didn't.
Or I'm thinking of Josuke.
Yeah, he had,
sorry.
Josuke had the punching stand. Because that's all Star Platinum does is angrily punches you and yells. I'm lost on the JoJo train, so I don't bother.
I got into Persona instead of JoJo, so it's almost
It's the same thing.
It is not.
I think Persona's better than JoJo because your Personas, as far as I'm aware, I haven't even finished 5 yet, only appear in, like, when you're in a palace.
No, okay.
Can other
Shit's
people
gotta be fucky for them to show up.
Yeah, shit's gotta be fucking
Okay.
for them to show up.
Okay, that's fair. But, like, could the general public see a Persona?
No.
It's just a stand. Stands and Personas are the same thing.
We've already
The
got into a
general
fight
the
on
general
this.
public cannot see a Persona. There will be an exception to this rule. You'll find it at the end of 5.
Okay, got it. Well, I didn't know that rule, so... Because, like, they've never made that rule clear, because the only time Personas have appeared so far
Or
is in the
houses.
like in the palaces.
Yeah, you'll see the exception to this rule because it's always been the same with Persona. The general populace cannot see Personas or shadows, so.
Because it's just cognitions, right?
Yeah.
Except for are Personas cognitions? Does that
Yes.
count? Okay.
I might get into Tales as, isn't it just King Arthur, Mythos, and Anime Girls? If it is, I gotta get in on that. But I thought Fate was just King Arthur, Mythos, and Anime Girls. Yeah, I'm not wrong.
Oh, damn it.
Who has the stand called Metallica? No idea. Risotto of the Hitman Squad. Heresy. Nicole, you just reminded me I need to catch up on part 5.
It's good. It has my favorite scene. Like met before, but like we got a really good scene with the main villain. And this isn't like
Who is the main villain of Arc 5?
all right.
Like,
The main
who the
villain
hell
is
is
2
left?
people.
Oh boy.
One of them's called Doppio.
Mhm.
I don't remember the other one's name. But they are 2 people within a person, and he was born like that. And how they communicate.
okay. You see, here's the thing. Now, there's a couple ways that could be interpreted.
Mhm.
You see, there's the normal human way of, twins that are so conjoined they're basically in one body, and there's genetic tissue from both, a la House. This isn't that. I know this isn't that. This could be like Mazinger, where it's split down the middle, and one half the other half. But that would make too much sense. This is a Rocky. Do they have 4 testicles?
That I don't know.
Because that's going to be a thing in Arc 7. Okay,
I've watched a few of Steins Gate. The gnarly dude and I found it to be hilarious at how well it emulates Connell as Dr. Terrorot. No, you don't understand. Connell found it after it was made, and he's like, I'm going to incorporate Okabe more, because that's what this is now. And I'm like, damn it, Connell!
Mike confirms split personality. Nicole, the other one's just called Boss.
Okay,
So
yeah,
they're in the
he's
same
just called
body.
Boss.
Now, this is a Rocky. I'm going to guess what this is. Do they magically transform into each other?
Sort
Of
of?
course it's sort of. It's a Rocky.
Okay. You can tell the difference between who's outside.
Yeah.
Like, who you are talking to. And, like, it gets a little rocky sometimes because, like, Doppio's a sweet boy, and Boss is not a sweet boy whatsoever. And so, like, Doppio, gets into a fight with, like, an assassin, and the assassin, like, goes to kill him, and he's like, all the fear in your eyes just left. I don't get this. I think I have the wrong person. And Doppio's like, cool, I don't know who you are, but boss is like,
No, they just converse through a phone that's not connected to anything, because the voice is in his head.
No, he has, like, there's, like, a visual, like, facial difference. Like, you can see, it's just the drawing style.
You're getting into an argument with the fucking chat, not me!
No, but, like, you can tell, yeah, that was what I was going to tell you. There's a scene where it is about gangsters, he's about to pull someone's eye out. And, like, in the scene you see, like, Doppio from the back, and you see the guy leaning on the rock, and you hear, like, and he's like, my phone's destroyed, where's your phone? Like, I was like, what are you talking about? And then you see Doppio's face, and Doppio's face just goes, like, dead, and he goes, he walks around until he finds, like, it's just, like, a little doll hanging on, like, their rear, like, window. He just pulls it off, and he's like, hello, Doppio, and then you hear, like, Boss's voice on the other end, and it's just, like, that's how they communicate with each other. And it's ridiculous.
It's JoJo.
I know, it's the Bizarre Adventure.
I know. Okay, no. I'm pissed off that... the one thing that pisses me off is I remember when JoJo was just Arc 3 and a PS1 game, and having to explain going up Joseph Joestar's body as tiny stands and how that became a Galaga shooter in the game.
I never played the game. That sounds amazing.
It's a mix of fighting game and other games.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's the whole part with strength and the ship, right?
Yeah.
That becomes a shoot the monkey simulator at Star
Well,
Platinum.
you know what? Realistically, I want to shoot the monkey.
We all wanted to shoot the monkey as an asshole.
I remember, like, they show the boat at the end of the episode before that, and I, like, paused the show, and I told my friend, I was like, buddy, he was like, yep, I'm like, is the boat a stand? He's like, yeah.
I still, the best thing I ever heard about JoJo was JoJo is what anime sounds like to non-anime fans.
Yeah, because, like, if you don't know what's going on in JoJo, you're like,
Hi, Rusty.
wait, what?
I recommend Part 4, by the way. Everyone recommends Part 4, but Dio's gone. There's no point in having a story anymore. There's no more vampires.
That's not true.
Is it?
Well, they don't have any in Part 4.
Uh-huh. Do they have any in Part 5?
No. Well, I mean, Giorno exists. He's the son of Dio.
He's not a vampire.
Also Jonathan.
Also Jonathan.
When I was watching Part 3, there's, like, scenes where, like, Dio's, like, showing off, like, the shoulder, and I see the little star. I'm like, you're teasing me. You're making me mad. Because that was my boy.
He was everyone's boy. Everyone loved him.
Yeah, and then Part 3 happened. Then everyone was like, that boy is a white knight. And I was like, nope, he's sweet. He's kind.
JoJo Part 3, also known as Good God, Jotaro, you're angry. Just the angriest boy in all the land.
Well, he's supposed to be, like, an edgy teenager.
No, he's just an angry 15-year-old trying so hard to be cool and hanging out with his dad's friends.
I mean, you know.
Sorry, his grandfather's buddies.
I mean, you know. The best part is his grandpa is very racist and just hates Japanese people.
Yeah.
And he's, like, in Japan.
It's Joseph, though.
I know.
Joseph comes from World War II. He has a... Although, actually, he shouldn't be racist. He was friends with a Nazi.
Well, I mean, I think if anything.
Nicole, what is your favorite fight in Part 5? Mine is the train fight. Good God, Pessy is terrifying to me.
I like the one where they were, like, on top of the car. And he was like... How do I explain this? There's a stand where it's not his gun or his bullets. It's the little stands go on top of the bullets. And they go out with... Because you have to see the gun and the bullets, right? Because... You know, the general population can't see stands. So.
I'm just remembering all the looks I got when I first would talk about JoJo when I was reading the manga and I got to Arc 2 and I'm like, it's so great, guys. We got vampires, we got crossbow fights, and Joseph Joestar is a man among men, and Arc 3 is good too. And everyone's like, oh, we're never going to be JoJo fans.
And now everyone in the world is like, did you say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? And they're like breathing heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sex Pistols, basically Ricochet causing stand. Okay, that makes sense. The Wars of Joseph's Joestar. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I hate what they turned. I hate what Joseph Joestar turned into. I liked him better as a young man.
That wasn't his story anymore, though.
I know, but like, if they had a scene where Joseph admitted he was pretending to be incompetent, just so Jotaro could have a run at it, which I think was what the Empress was supposed to be, then I would have been like, okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense. He's relaxing. So in fun news, Endgame is like 60 million for matching Avatar, and 600 million away from matching. Yeah, we were talking about that. It just passed Avatar, and it's what, 2 weeks? 1 week? It's only been 1 week.
It's been a week.
1 week?
Yep.
Since you looked at me.
You know what's...
You're a monster. I love you. Just your history's greatest monster, Sam, and I love you.
You're a blessing. Did you know?
Yeah, good luck trying to top that. It took how long to get to Avatar? Yeah, really. Although if anything was, because it's only 1 week on the charts. It's going to touch. It's knocking on Avatar's door. That's going to pass it in the month.
Oh yeah. Well, people are going to see it multiple times.
Yeah.
And people are just going to continuously see it.
Infinity War better than Endgame, though.
Well, I will agree with you because I didn't see either.
Okay.
From what I heard, Infinity War was better.
It's...
The problem with Endgame is that you end Infinity War on such a high that, and then you're going into Endgame and you're thinking, what are they going to do next? And then it takes an hour and a half to build back up to that high, and you're like, but why did we do that?
I see. Okay, because like, did Endgame start where Infinity War left off?
Yeah.
Right after.
Like, literally, like, there's, like, maybe a week between.
Well, they say it's 50 days, but it feels like...
It feels less than that. Because, because the thing is that, okay, spoiler a little bit, tiny bit. They had to get Carol. So, Carol took a little bit to get there, and that's it.
Okay, I see.
And they didn't even bother to show how Carol got there.
They did. They showed it at the end of Captain Marvel.
They showed it at the end of Captain Marvel, but they didn't show it in Endgame. So it's just like... So in order to actually understand that Carol somehow got there, they're like, oh, you have to watch the end of Captain Marvel and be like, oh, that's how they got Carol. That makes sense.
Is that how they got people to watch Captain Marvel?
I think so.
They shouldn't have. It should have come out way earlier, I feel.
It really
I feel like if it either should have come out earlier or at anything should have come out because, like, especially, like, where I work, all I heard about was people complaining about Captain Marvel.
It's a good movie.
I feel like it is a good movie.
It is a really good movie. The problem is that it came out right before Endgame. And
which is like, what everyone wanted.
And you're like, why did you put her here of all places?
She's a good part of Endgame, but she's not essential to Endgame's victory.
She isn't, which is frustrating because she's such a good character. Mm-hmm. Like, she's so underutilized in the entire story, and you're like, but why?
But she has a very good personality to her. She's got a good power set.
I like her cat.
Makes sense.
Yeah! Yeah, I remember when, like, the pop figures came out for her cat. I was like, this is a character in Captain Marvel? And, like,
it's supposed to be this big, is it not? But by the time we'd seen it, it's like, so the cat's a tentacle monster, huh? Yeah.
Nice.
Messed it down.
But, yeah, no, like, so it's really frustrating because there was such hype for Captain Marvel.
To be, like, such a good feed-in from Endgame.
Nothing, like, they severely underutilized Carol. Because she comes in, she's like, okay, cool, everyone's gonna go and do this thing now, and then...
I gotta go to space, because...
I gotta go to space
is bigger than Earth.
Yeah, because space is bigger than Earth. And we're like, but Carol! Get back here! We waited for you!
We need you.
She's like, I must go. My planet needs me.
This is your planet!
Be here, please. It'll take like an hour, and then we can all go home.
Yeah.
And...
So, but yeah, no, like... Ugh. It's the hour and a half buildup of what happens at the beginning of Endgame, and you're like, there's because I thought that it was really funny that they had an entire thing going like, oh, we're gonna map out the parts where you can actually take a pee break, and I'm like, yeah, you could have actually not.
No one was going to take a pee break.
You actually could have not watched the first half of this movie and been just as far off. You could have watched the first 10 minutes, skipped out for like 45 minutes, come back in, and be like, I'm just as far ahead.
Yeah.
BRB, I have to go watch the end of Captain Marvel, and then I'll be back here.
Yeah, basically. Right, and there's nothing wrong with the second half of this movie, because the end of Endgame is so fucking tight. It's just the beginning of it. You're like, but why? Because literally the only reason why they have the beginning of the movie is so that way one character can have a motivation for the end of Endgame. And I'm like, oh my god, this was literally the entire reason for this entire point. And I'm like, ah.
Supposedly Marvel has Nova in the works. Okay. But they've not announced the next slate probably later this year, which is surprising. I would be announcing it the hell out of it now. We only know Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Not true. We know we're going to get Spider-Man 3 because Tom Holland let that leak.
Because it's
Tom Holland!
And I love him. He's my child.
Did you see that someone tweeted at him? They were like, hey, thanks for leaking all of Endgame. And he was like, I panicked for an hour and a half thinking that I had actually leaked Endgame somewhere. And I wasn't even allowed to know majority of Endgame.
I love him.
That's sweet boy.
He's such a sweet boy.
I think he's like the only actor that I've ever seen that truly
Is?
like embodies Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like that I've seen play Spider-Man, I should say.
I know Garfield's pretty Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he's like sexy Spider-Man.
Well, no, he's Spider-Man in his 20s and 30s, not Peter in those awkward years. Sam, did you want to show her Tom Holland when he's 15?
Was he a sweet boy?
I don't know if I can find it anymore. Oh, fuck.
Do you want me to find it?
Yeah, you find it.
All right.
Cause, like,
you guys keep the chat going.
Because, like, oh my god, he's so sweet and cute. And I'm like, oh no, this small child becomes Peter Parker.
And he didn't even know it.
It's just...
The highest praise I had for Endgame is that it redeemed Tony Stark for me. I have hated him since Iron Man 2 when he flew the suit drunk.
I've always hated Iron Man.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I didn't get into Marvel. Because I was like, hey, I think Iron Man's kind of an asshole. And everyone was like, you're an asshole.
No,
well,
I don't like Iron Man. I know Beth loves Iron Man. So, I'm sorry, Beth. But, like, I don't like Iron Man. I've never liked Iron Man. Like every time I would watch an Iron Man movie, I would gag a little. And then I wasn't allowed to watch Thor because my father, who is the biggest Norse mythology type person ever, was like, this isn't really Thor. And I go, yeah, it's a comic book of a person who's named Thor. Yeah, that's him right there.
Oh, he looks like he could be on Stranger Things.
I know.
Well, no.
But yeah, no. So I wasn't allowed to watch Thor until I actually saw Avengers, and then at that point I was
You were like, I know about Thor, guys.
like, I have to watch Thor. And actually, no, the first time I watched Thor was with you, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and then
I liked Thor.
I watched Ragnarok. I thought that was really fun.
yeah, that's
I
like
like Thor, and I like Thor: The Dark World. There, I said it.
I don't like Thor, really. Because, like, okay, the problem is that everyone was really clamoring over Chris Hemsworth, and I looked at him and I was like, yeah, but he looks a lot like one of my exes, and I don't want to jump on that train.
Honestly,
he's just not what I want right now. And then I looked at Captain America, and I'm like, I want a Boy Scout! And I want him to be, like, he's like a Boy Scout leader, and he's just like, I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I'm like, yes, please, Captain America, take me away.
Captain America, you need to drive this car, because no one else knows where they're going.
You need to be the leader of this entire thing, please, just do it. Just, like, he embodies everything that is about Boy Scout rules, and I'm like, yes, please. I love Captain America so much.
I have, like, a really deep love of how much you're, like, I just like the idea that he's a Boy Scout troop leader.
Yeah.
Were you a Girl Scout?
No.
Okay.
I love that. Like, when I think of superheroes, that's what I think of. I think of, I'm going to be the best that I can. And I'm like, yes,
Just
please.
like sweethearts. That's the thing I didn't like about Iron Man, was he was like, I'm already the best.
Right. It's the same thing. It's why I like Peter Parker so much, because Peter tried his best.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, Peter! It was Peter Parker, Captain America, and, oh man. I'm trying to think of anybody from DC that I liked that was like that, and I can't remember, because...
Clark was good at the end of Justice League. He was finally the character he was supposed to be.
Yeah, but I didn't grow up on Superman. That was the problem.
Don't they just kind of make Superman disappear until he needs to be there to solve a problem, though?
Well, he's always solving a problem. It's just a matter of whether or not it's where the camera is.
Oh, okay. Go Superman. Actually, I had a friend who told me the entire plot of Injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, that's a superhero story I can get behind.
And Barry Allen. Because Barry Allen tries so hard, and I'm just like, Barry, please! Although I'm not liking what's going on currently in this season of Flash. Because bad decision Barry came back, and I'm just disappointed in him.
A good portion of the Flash TV show starts being Barry making the wrong decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame, because he's actually a really sweet character and a very good actor.
So I've just dubbed this as Bad Decision Barry.
Aww.
Because it's the same thing as, like, you know, what was it? That one Batman comic where he's not really Batman. He's just
Dark Knight Strikes Again.
It's Frank Miller's entire thing. That entire
All-Star
run.
Batman.
Yeah, that one. All-Star Batman, where he's not really Batman. It's just, we've all kind of dubbed him as Crazy Steve, who kidnapped Batman.
Kara dubbed him that.
I like that, though. He's just Crazy Steve, who kidnapped Batman's costume and has now gone over the entire city of Gotham and done stupid things in the name of Batman.
Well, the problem is, the entire comic book world has this obsession with The Dark Knight Returns without understanding what the fucking comic is about.
Okay.
And I've gotten into fights about this with people, and I have to explain to them what the comic's about. Because, okay, Dark Knight Returns covers Batman on the wrong side of old age. And the entire comic is visually trying to tell you Bruce has lost the balance between his sense of vengeance and his sense of being a good man.
Okay.
Visually.
Got
Because you'll see him with Two-Face, and Two-Face is screaming at him, do you understand now? The sides finally match.
Oh.
Right? Because Two-Face gets his face fixed, but he's still doing the same thing he always did.
Okay.
So he's still messed up. And Bruce says, yeah, I see a reflection.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Right. So that to me is what Dark Knight Returns is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Bruce, and he's let the Batman side take over, and it's driving more than his own humanity. Clark, unfortunately, at the same time, because Clark couldn't conceive of it any other way, sold out to the government, assuming that the American government would always be the right kind of people. Except this comic also takes a huge stab at Reaganomics and the Ronald Reagan era, right?
Okay.
And the good old boy kind of culture of that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, the two have to fight, and everyone kind of really gets obsessed about the fact that Bruce wins the fight, even though you can't hear what Clark is saying during that fight, and it's implied that Clark is actually trying to get Bruce for them to work together.
Oh, okay.
This kind of at least that was my interpretation of it, because you can see Bruce is like, there you are, Clark, trying to talk me out of it again. I'm like, dude, he just got hit with a nuke, had to consume a field's worth of an entire farmland's worth of solar radiation, or like a grass field or something, just to get himself back on point. He might be on your side this time. But he can't hear what he's saying because he's so bundled up in the suit.
Yeah.
And Bruce is so dedicated to making this some kind of last stand when really him and Clark should be talking. And all he gets for his trouble is a heart attack because he doesn't actually kill him. Tom Holland did a leak? Never. Damn it.
He's a sweet boy.
We love him.
But that's the argument I've had, and I've had this argument with a few like really hardcore. We love Batman's argument. It's like it's a great comic, guys, but it's not about Bruce beating It's not about Batman being Superman. It's about the fact that what happens when Batman's image consumes him. Because you're supposed to think the world is supposed to think. To me, the world is supposed to think that Batman is a paranoid, crazy, over obsessive guy, but he's not. It's an image he projects so people are afraid of him.
Yes.
Right? Because if everyone was just like, he's just a dude in a costume, let's kick his ass.
Yeah, it's true, and people would just kick his ass.
Yeah, and that's that. But the thing is, DC is so obsessed with making him that in thing,
Mm-hmm.
just to live up to that image of that one comic,
Mm-hmm.
when that shouldn't be the case for him.
Okay.
He should have his shit together. He should be happy.
It's the same
Okay.
reason as to why Spider-Man should not have had happen one more day.
Yeah.
Because one more day was awful.
Well, I hope they're fixing it. Although we're currently caught in the middle of a new Kraven storyline, which is interesting. Batman Year 1 is trash. I'm not sure which Year 1 you're talking about, because there's
Many different
many
Batmans
different
now.
Batman Year 1s. If you're talking about the new one from the 52, I don't know if it's Year 0 or Year 1 or... So many fucking different Batman reboots.
People, what can I say? People really just want to write their own Batman.
You know. The Injustice storyline drove me nuts, though, Nicole.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because I know how I wanted it to go down.
Okay.
I wanted Wonder Woman to walk up to Bruce and go, "This is your fault."
Okay. Yep.
And Bruce would say, "Why? Because you didn't deal with him, with Joker." Okay?
Yeah.
Sooner or later, he was going to do something too big. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why you didn't... We have 10 million ways to deal with cosmic forces that are too dangerous for this world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We have the Phantom Zone. We have all these things. But you shove this monster in Arkham Asylum.
Who's very clearly going to get away.
And he always gets out. It's been this elaborate pissing contest between the two of you.
Yep.
Between you saying you can beat him and him saying he can beat you. And you trying to prove your morality works.
Yes.
And of course he was going to go after Clark. Because Clark's the one who can't kill. Because Clark is the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
If Clark kills, Clark is afraid he's going to become this god monster thing. He won't. He's Clark. He'll never be Superman again. That's what will really happen. Because if Joker came and fought me, Bruce, he'd have died.
Yeah.
I'd have snapped his neck and hucked him in an ocean.
Yeah.
And you know I would have. And I wouldn't have lost a night's sleep about it. You would have come and you would have lectured me about it. But you wouldn't have been able to do a damn thing. If he'd fought Aquaman, he would have died. If he fought Barry would have put him away in a proper maximum security prison.
Mm-hmm.
If he fought Hal would have shot him 10 times with green energy bullets.
Or stuck him in space.
Or stuck him in space and put him in the Green Lantern Corps prison.
Yeah.
Any one of us. He knew that the only two of you he could have fought was you and Clark. Because Clark can't kill, because Clark's convinced he'll be a monster, and you won't because you're convinced you're going to be the guy who killed your parents.
Yeah.
And I wanted that to happen, and that didn't happen.
Well, no, because I think the
Like,
idea
it's
of
very
just
well written.
Yeah.
Injustice is very well written, and what I'm saying very much compromises the idea of what it was.
Yeah.
And I fully accept that. Oh, Frank's Batman Year 1. I've heard it's good, but fair enough. And I wanted her to say, "You're the only one who can save him." Because you have had to talk down so many mentally unbalanced people from the edge. You are the only one. If you go there and you yell at him for this, you're going to lose him. Forever. But if you help him deal with what he's done, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
We will never get Superman back, but we'll get Clark back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my problem with it.
And that's fair.
But to be fair, Injustice is very well written, and it's very well done. But a lot of Wonder Woman really had to be compromised for that to work.
Yeah.
I feel.
Okay. I don't know. It was just like, because
Yeah.
it was the first time I'd ever heard a superhero story that was like that in that sense. That I know of.
Yeah, there's enough of them to know where to look for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally love Kingdom Come.
Okay.
Which it deals with the idea that what happens when the heroes of the DC era retire, and the next generation comes in, but they're more violent.
Okay.
How do they balance that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really well written. It's drawn by Alex Ross. It's really good. I love it, personally. I appreciate the message behind Batman, but Joker needs to die the most out of his entire rogues gallery.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Because Batman would have been like, "Hey, Clark, go to trial. No one's gonna convict you for this."
Yeah, there was.
But it's
there was
the
no,
moral thing you should do.
And Clark would have gone. He'd been like, I'm guilty. I confess to it. We're going to give you a minimum sentence. Your job is community service.
Oh, wow. Look, you do community service by protecting us every day.
Protecting us every day.
Yeah.
And Clark being like, you're not getting it, guys. I killed. And the rest of the world saying, no, we get it.
You killed Joker, though.
But you killed the one guy, dude. It's like killing Hitler.
Yeah.
And Clark trying to make this argument of,
I'm a bad guy.
I crossed a line, and the world's saying, we get you crossed a line. We forgive you.
You know, that line doesn't count for this man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Why would I do this to myself?
I argue that it's the system's fault for throwing Joker in Arkham Asylum all the time, not Batman. Yeah, but, like, the problem is, I mean, Robot Chicken Matos skit about it. It is the system's fault, but Bruce has how much money? And how much friends that have extra-dimensional shit?
Yeah.
You know? And there's a stupid argument to be had about it. It's like, that obviously Bruce doesn't believe in the system because he's Batman. So why the hell is he using the system's methods to stop the worst of his enemies? Most of his enemies do need a therapy couch. Or due process. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Two-Face needs a therapy couch. Poison Ivy needed to learn she loved Harley.
Did they break up?
No, they're together.
Frick.
They're together.
I was like, no.
No, DC has come out and said they're a lesbian couple, finally.
Oh, thank goodness.
In the Batman comics. And that's actually a thing Bruce does to kind of convince Poison Ivy and him to stop doing what she's doing. It's just like, you and Harley are a thing, right?
Hey, you know your girlfriend? You better not.
It's just like, you literally know Harley is like your girlfriend. Just deal with it. You two are a couple.
It's cute.
And stop it.
Pat, stop.
Stop being evil.
Stop being evil.
Just go live together.
Let go. Stop mind controlling Superman and just be a couple, would you?
Go be cute somewhere where I will never find you, and I can never convict you.
Go and live in Swamp Thing's place. Apparently you two are from the same thing now.
Oof.
Yeah, apparently Poison Ivy taps into the same power source Swamp Thing does.
Okay.
Which is called the Green.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that doesn't make sense.
Well, the idea is, on Earth, there's like different energy fields. One's called the red, which represents animals and organic life. The green represents plant life, and then there's, of course, the black, because we can't not have something evil be in there.
Of course.
Is there the blue, in which that is what Aquaman deals with?
But only Aquaman, apparently.
Only Aquaman.
I want to see the Aquaman
I
movie.
am the ruler here.
He's
I wanna
the ruler of the blue.
I want to see the Aquaman movie.
Is it good?
I hear it's great. It's Jason Momoa in the lead film.
I would like to see it, because basically Mike is Jason Momoa, and it's
To
great.
you.
It's right!
He like.
I'm sure Jason Momoa would be slightly offended. No, he actually sounds pretty cool. Be like, yeah, man, you are me. Go hit that.
Oh, I love the pictures that he takes with fans.
They're great.
Because his fans are like, oh, my boyfriend's like uncomfortable like with me touching you, so he's like, that's fine. He can stay all the way over here, and we can hold hands.
By the way, Nicole, the drawing looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Although I'm pretty sure if we took a picture with Jason Momoa, it'd be like you pushing me away.
Away, and it's just like, we're a couple now.
Like foot up.
Our child will be beautiful.
Oh, what did they call that? Oh, your foot pops. That's what it was called in Princess Diaries.
Okay.
Sorry.
I've never seen the Princess Diaries.
You know what? When I was like 9...
I'm not hating on you.
No,
for
I know.
watching
No,
it, Nicole.
I was gonna say when I was like 9, that was like my dream.
Okay.
I wanted to live in an abandoned firehouse and have some old lady show up and be like, "Hey, you're royalty. We should teach you to not be a slob."
That's fair. Whatever.
It's like nice.
I read isekai manga. I can't throw stones.
That's okay.
It's not all that good. Although I'm reading a wickedly good one now, and it disappoints me how the only thing that it took to make an isekai manga good was to make the main character a female.
Oh, yeah.
That depresses me that's what it took.
Well, like, I don't inherently have a problem with isekai. I just think there's so much of it now that I don't care anymore.
I do too.
Like, I really liked Konosuba, which was a good one.
I'm watching that now. I'm only
Yeah.
like 3 episodes in though. So does it get better?
It's a good one.
Okay, I know it's a good one because it makes fun of isekai and it came out way back.
Oh yeah, that's the point of it, right?
Yeah. But no, I'm reading one where I'm the villainess, so I'm going to capture the last boss.
Okay.
Because the idea is, you know how there's those girl harem games?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have all the different endings and stuff, and there's always that one female who's too haughty and shit?
Yes.
Apparently, the girl who reincarnates as the haughty female.
Oh.
But she knows the game.
Okay.
So she's like, okay, every storyline in this I die. I don't want to die. So she's trying to rewrite the story by seducing the last boss of the game. Yeah,
I like that.
it's really good. It's kind of adorable.
Is it working?
Oh, it is.
Nice.
Because his emotions show through the weather. He's that powerful that his emotions resonate with the weather.
Okay.
So whenever he gets jealous, the wind blows. She hasn't figured it out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be talking about her ex, which was the protagonist male.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be like, why do you keep talking about him? Why do you care about your status and stuff? It's like, so I can still wear pretty dresses. It's like, what? You don't understand what it's like to be a woman. We have to wear nice things. Otherwise, we're weird homeless women.
It's true.
Yeah, so I've been told.
I'm living for I like wearing nice clothes.
That's why I want to be noble born. Is that the reason why you want to show him up so bad? Yes.
I love that.
And the wind stops.
He's like, this is my woman.
This is the woman who's coming after me. I'm laughing right now. My horror game writing, none of my players believe me when I say this is puzzle box. It's just a harmless puzzle box, cackling laughter, because it's the lament configuration from Hellraiser, yeah. One of my friends will hate one of the bosses. She's also an entomancer. And yeah, Mike, check out Log Horizon. It's pretty good.
Are you guys gonna watch the time I was reincarnated as a slime?
I tried reading the manga for it. It didn't hit me well.
Okay. I saw the first few episodes.
What?
I saw the first few episodes and I liked it.
Okay. I'm reading the one of the man who was chosen by God.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like that one. I think you can tell why I like that one.
Yes.
Because I'm basically the protagonist.
You've also been reading another one
Yeah.
that I introduced to you, and you're mad because
I'm reading it now. It's not Isekai, though. It's just really
I
well
know.
written.
It's just really well written. So I introduced.
It's called Spirit Circle. I've been reading it all morning. I'm on chapter 15 now.
There's only 6 volumes. That's great.
Oh, no.
We're going to buy it at North.
Yeah, I know.
You must be nice, Sam, showing me all this manga that I buy for you. That's how you now have a complete Pluto set.
That is true.
I'm
Well,
waiting
to be fair, I only had half of Pluto, and then you're like, no, this needs to be rectified now, and you bought the other half of Pluto so you could read it.
Yep.
Because I showed him the first half of Pluto, and he's like, no, you don't understand. I need this.
I need more Pluto.
It's really good.
It's Astro Boy, but redone as if it was dramatic, and I'm like, yes.
It's so good.
It's such a good manga, and I just never bought the rest of them.
Adam is such a good boy.
Adam is a good boy.
Okay, really dumb question.
Yeah.
Isn't Astro Boy already really dramatic?
No,
More.
Astro Boy
like more serious and modern kind of dramatic.
Okay.
Astro Boy is written for kids. This is
I know it's written for kids, but it's tragic, is it not? Just like the
Very much
entire
so.
It
concept?
is tragic. The
Okay.
concept of it is tragic, but the thing is that it's like imagine if it wasn't written for kids
Okay.
and it was written as an adult would have written it for other adults,
Oh, okay. I see.
and you're like, oh no.
I like that.
It's more dramatic, and you're like, oh, but did we need it? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I like that.
So he bought the rest of it for me because he's like, you don't understand. I need to finish this now. And
I need to know.
And then we did. And he was like, why? Why did you do this to me? And it's the same thing with this one because I read it and I was like, this is a great manga. I need to show this to Mike because Mike's gonna scream at me if
And
I
I
don't
am.
show it to him. And he is. He's screaming at me now because he's like, why would you
I'm
do
reading it
this?
now on stream, for fuck's sakes.
It's a good one.
I'm waiting for Overlord 4 to be announced. Okay, should we tell her what the premise of this is?
Of
Spirit Circle?
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole, you know that one meme? Imagine two people, but instead of soulmates, they're destined just to hate each other and kill each other every single time they come back to life?
Isn't that Magic the Gathering Planeswalkers?
Kind of. But imagine that as a manga.
Okay. Bless.
And it's really well written. Like, I can't say more. Because I'm 3 volumes into this thing, and I can't say anything where I'm at.
You're upset.
Is it missing something?
No. I'm just thinking about hair.
Hair is always hard.
But yeah, no, the thing that drives me nuts with isekai stories is it's always... I'm seeing the same kind of dialogue from all the protagonists, regardless of the setting.
Yeah.
And it's that overthinking dialogue. Like, these boys don't make mistakes.
No.
If they do, it's beyond their control.
Yeah.
Which works for something like Tanya, because the world's trying to fuck her. And, well, God's trying to fuck her over, right?
Yeah.
But for most of it, it's a, no, I'm going to think about all the clever ways that I'm going to be clever, and I am cleverest. And and because it's happening so much, I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Okay, but I didn't personally like it very much. Did you watch or learn anything about Shield Hero?
I am 150 chapters into Shield Hero.
Okay, so you do enjoy it then, to some degree.
I got
Sometimes
to
he reads it out of curiosity, so...
Okay.
Because once the first big arc ends and he goes to the last of his redemption cycle, I have no idea where this story doesn't feel like it has any legs anymore.
Yeah, because, like, so I started watching it, like, with Shelly.
Yeah.
And
It opens very strongly.
Yeah, that was not an opening I was totally cool with, just personally. So I was like, I'm not a fan of this. I understand why other people are.
Yeah.
And so he really enjoyed it, which is great. Mostly I was worried because I got into Shield Hero, like, anime-wise late. So when I saw the raccoon girl, I was like, that is a child? And people are calling her waifu.
Yeah.
And then I saw her, like, grow up, and I was like, oh, okay, I feel better now.
You know, because, like, because the thing is, he always treats her like a child, though, right? He never doesn't...
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well,
That makes me
the
sad.
thing is, they haven't spent a lot of time together,
Yeah.
but as beast folk level...
They grow.
They grow, right?
Yeah.
So in her mind, he still sees her as that kid, so that's why he's not crossing any lines with her.
Okay, well, I mean, his entire existence is not based off those rules.
Yeah.
So his morals follow that set of rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it, right? To him, she is just that child he's caring for.
That must get, like, really annoying to her, though.
It does.
Like,
It
not
does,
even in,
but,
like, a romantic sense, but just, like, in a, like, hello?
Yeah, no, it does. But at the same time, by everything they've gone through by this point, it's quite clear that she also is his emotional center.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, because of all the things she's been through.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, look, I know this all happened to you. I'm telling you that I accept you. I know who you are.
Yeah.
I have a slave rune on you. Yeah, but you kind of did it out of a damaged place.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, you were in a bad place at a time.
Let's get you out of that.
We're gonna work on getting you out of that. Which I respect.
Also, I can't remember, what's the princess's name? The redhead who does all that shit to him?
I'm not gonna say
bitch.
mean words.
Say bitch.
No, yeah, that bitch.
Yeah, her mom is a huge Deus Ex Machina.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, she kind of comes in and fixes everything really quickly.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. It kind of takes a lot of it out, because she seizes... she's the rightful ruler, and she seizes back her nation, right?
Miss you.
Excuse me.
Friend said I should watch the new SAO, but I have a deep hatred for it most of the time. Just read Excel World, dude.
Excel World's way better than
Okay,
SAO.
but apparently the new SAO isn't the worst. I don't
That's
know.
not a good thing!
I don't... Oh, yeah, okay. I also watched the, like, side series that they did about Gun Gale.
Sheldon's in the chat.
Yeah.
You can just tune in. We talked about Shield Hero.
yeah. He's playing Mortal Kombat right now. Just, like, hanging out, having a good time.
Just the contempt in her
Okay, the
voice tells me.
protagonist in...
In Log Horizon?
Yeah, doesn't make mistakes either, but that's because he's the strategist and that's his job. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'll take a look at Log Horizon, because everyone keeps saying how good it is, but we'll see. I'm very critical of
Are you
things.
picky?
I'm very picky about
That's
my stories. As Sam can attest.
Yes.
I ruin most mech animes for myself.
That's because you haven't come to me for mech animes.
No, it's because I watched Gurren Lagann as my first one, and I thought that was a good basis for what mech anime should be.
You haven't gone to Mike to
It's
ask
just-
for the other one.
It's just hype level. That's all I want. I just want that level of, like, unachievable hype.
Okay, we're gonna show you Gal Geiger.
We have a lot. We have to show her Kamen Rider. We have to show her Gintara.
We have to show her Gintara. We have to show you Kamen Rider Forza. We have to show you Kamen Rider Gun. We have to show you Gal Geiger. We have to show you Get her Robo Armageddon.
You're gonna be here for a while tonight after the stream's done.
It'll be fun.
Why must be so picky?
Because you
'Cause
want to
I-
like good things.
Because my standards used to be a lot lower, but like, because I like a certain level of emotional payoff that matches development. And fuck it, I'll say it. Legacy of Kain ruined me for narrative pacing.
It did.
It did. Because it gave me so much thematically and development-wise in one storyline, of which I will never have finished. And that kills me on the inside. Because it had Shakespearean conflicts, time travel, Cthulhu gods, and vampires. And it wasn't shit. But it was actually Shakespeareanly written.
And it didn't end, and you're upset.
And it upsets me. Amy Hennig, tell me how it ends. Just tell me how it ends. Friend said I should watch the new Q on the song. Fair enough.
Sheldon says Tentacle Lady is looking fresh as fuck.
Aw, thanks, darling.
Okay, so Otaku Cat says, fuck Anime News Network for constantly never giving its due Shield Hero. It's so, and for find anything can shit on it. This is constant thing with them. I don't know what.
Okay, what happened was when Shield Hero came out, Anime News Network shot on it completely.
Oh, I see.
Based on the opening episode. Because we'll see what happens in the opening episode. Spoilers. The main character gets accused of rape by one of the female side characters.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, in 2019, this wasn't exactly something that went over well with the more liberal-leaning folk of the internet. Anime News Network, erring on the side of caution, just basically shot it all down to oblivion. The same way they did Goblin Slayer. But much like Goblin Slayer, Shield Hero still does well by virtue of the fact that there is a market of men that want that kind of story.
That's true.
All right? I have issues with Goblin Slayer, and I think there's ways it could be made into an amazing show. But that's why I want to abridge it. And people have heard me talk about abridging it for months now.
People.
You.
Do it.
I don't have the time.
I don't have the editing power.
Yeah, we would literally need to have a crew thing come up from scratch.
We would need somebody else to do all the editing for D20 Live, and then that's the thing that we would be doing.
We're working on. Yeah. Because I wanted to make Goblin Slayer, give him a southern accent, and have it all be, and name everyone. You know, like actually give them fucking names.
Do you not learn about people's names in Goblin Slayer?
No, they don't tell you their names.
I don't like that.
Because it's just, his name is Goblin Slayer, and then she's like priestess, and the other person's like elf girl. Then there's like lizard dude, and I'm like...
Is the like big reveal that this is actually just gonna be an MMO and like people didn't get to choose their names?
I don't know. Because what I wanted to do with it, as an abridged series, is have it be that they all actually have names. But Goblin Slayer, while he calls himself by his real name, he doesn't think of himself as a person. He thinks of everyone as by their classes.
Okay.
And how they resource to him, right?
Well, that when you said that they don't have names, that's what I immediately thought.
You thought it was all in Slayer's head about that,
I was
right?
like, oh, that's probably just how he sees it in the head, and so...
Yeah, that's how damaged he is. That would make the most sense, but no. It's just, it's not about overcoming trauma. Well, it is. But it doesn't go enough into it. Mm-hmm. Right? It doesn't go enough into the whole... Because the problem is, it turns into a harem situation really quickly,
Yes.
and it shouldn't. Because Priestess should be his ship coach. And be like, no, I'm going to be your new sister. I'm going to get you with this big titty farm girl that you love. I'm going to give you romance advice.
I'm gonna get you with this big titty farm girl. Nice.
Yeah. Or the guild woman who is kind of being like, all these women around him are new family connections, not necessarily a harem, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted Sword Priestess, I wanted her thing to be, like, she looks like this person who has her stuff together, but it turns out she's even more damaged about it than him.
Okay.
And she turns around and says to him, how did you get over it? And he says, I didn't. And there's no answer. And that's why she falls down and cries.
I don't like that. That's sad.
But it's true, though.
No, yeah, no, I get that.
That's exactly what I would do in an abridged series, is not say, will you come in my dreams and save me? It's Slayer, how did, like, his real name, how did you get over it? And he turns around and says, I never did.
Yeah, like...
And he's honest with her because they're both trauma victims, and she just cries because there's no answer. And it's chilling, but it's true.
Yeah.
There's no one way to get through it.
Raw,
Yeah.
as people put it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hinted in Goblin Slayer that it's all one big tabletop role-playing game, and I'm gonna say to that, that's sad.
That's gonna be really sad.
Because then that's just the it equals everything that was wrong with one of my previous groups.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
because Nicole, you weren't here for that, but the audience knows about this one guy who I role-played with, and he basically stuck my character in the situation of, well, they're gonna rape you and then they're gonna sacrifice you to their god, and I said, I'm not okay with this, and he said, too bad, you're dealing with it now.
No bueno.
Right?
yeah, no, there's a way. I think I know what the author's trying to do. I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Sam?
No.
Okay. Please keep going on if you want.
I don't want to bring it up again because it's
for the
fifth time, because it's just like, I'm just bringing Nicole up to speed.
Yeah.
But like, because there's a Terry Pratchett Discworld novel called The Last Hero, and the idea is that the gods are playing games with the lives of men. And in Goblin Slayer, there's this idea that Slayer doesn't let the gods play. Oh my god, that cable is fucking flicking everywhere. I'm gonna fix that. See if I can do it in one loop.
Yeet. Yeet.
I fixed it.
Did you?
I did.
Yes.
I fixed it. It's not in the camera shot anymore. What was I saying? And that Slayer was the one guy he doesn't let them roll the dice on his life anymore, right?
Interesting.
Sergeant Space like, Sam, I'll say the same thing I did last time. Fuck that GM. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like... Can I be real with y'all for a second?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I find that a lot of, like, roleplay games, I feel like, are a form of escape from reality. You know, you get to play as crazy fantasy things. I don't want that kind of stuff, like...
In my crazy fantasy
like,
things.
it's different if it's like, this is what happened to this NPC, like, you don't see it in front of you, but this is why you have to go, like, help, you know, do whatever quest line.
Well, go ahead, keep going.
I can deal with that to a degree, but, like, when they're like, this is what's happening to you right this second, I'm like, no thank you. Hard pass.
Here's the thing. Here's how I've kind of rationalized it. I'm not okaying it.
Okay.
You shouldn't do this to new players. When groups have been together for 10, 20, 30 years, there is a level of trust to go to that place.
Yes.
In no way should that ever be done to a new player. And that's been a big condemnation of tabletop's environment as a whole. And people call it gatekeeping. But it's new people coming into a group with an existing understanding of how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Like, that's fair. Because, like...
I'm not saying that what these guys are doing is right.
No.
But I feel like a lot of it is derived from that problem.
Yeah.
It's not we are malicious and we believe these things to be right. It's, no, we are saying these things are wrong, but we have hit such a point where we can.
Yeah, we have the ability to say these things are wrong, and we're all on the same, like, mental level and mental understanding